3 cards. Come on, jerk.
Give me 3.
Hey, Gloria had the baby. Look, she sent a picture. Isn't that cute?
Hey, just with those cute little dimples. You got it upside down.
Hey, boy, just think we're all fathers.
Hey, you guys remember when we first found out it was going to happen? Huh?
Yeah, just my luck. I had to be in New Caledonia.
Yeah, and you left me in charge of the boat. Boy, what a day that was.
Fire!
All right, you civilians. You can come up now. It's safe.
Pardon.
We're out of range.
Pardon. Monsieur, my daughter and I, we owe you and your men a great debt of gratitude. You saved us from the Japanese in the nick of time.
Well, it was all in the nick of duty. You know how it is, Monsieur Gerard. C'est la guerre. That's French.
All right, man, let's pick up this brass.
Do not minimize your efforts, mon capitaine. It was a very brave thing you did.
Wow.
Oh, I do not know what I can ever do to thank all of you.
Oh, we'll think of something, honey.
You know, I was...
Oh, no, please, gentlemen.
Hey, all right, man, let's get back to our station. All right, man, now let's get it.
Comes the 73 boat now, sir.
Good. Intelligence will want to interrogate Monsieur Gerard and his daughter right away.
All right, man, stand by to put it into Teratupa. Let's get her ship shape. Let's look sharp, man. Steady as she goes.
Aye, aye, sir.
So young and so much responsibility. Well, I'm very impressed, mon capitaine.
Mon ensign.
All right, sailor, I'll take her in.
Mr. Parker, you don't know how.
I always make it a practice bringing in my own boat. I don't trust anybody with my baby.
Mr. Parker, that's too much throttle! Look out!
Good afternoon, Captain.
You numbskull. Look what you've done. Oh, the Auto Club would never believe a thing like this.
Well, we have plenty of witnesses on board, sir. I'm sure they'd all be.
You just stand at attention. Oh, this whole thing is my fault. I should have my head examined for letting McHale put you in command while he's over in New Caledonia.
Oh, please, mon capitaine, it was my fault.
Oh? Ah.
Well, now, Miss Gerard had nothing to do with it, sir. As temporary commander of PT-73, I assume...
Oh, shut up. Get your boat out of my Jeep. Deal with you later. Now, Miss Gerard, let me take your hand, my dear. I'll help you ashore. There. Watch your step. Oh, there we go. You're safe and sound now. I'm Captain Wally Binghamton. The important thing is we've gotten you off of your plantation and you're here safe and sound.
You're
and
very
certainly
kind,
sound.
Captain. Oh, Captain?
Yes?
This is my papa, Monsieur Gérard.
Your papa?
Monsieur Gérard.
Yes. I have him ashore, Captain.
Yes.
Her papa.
Merci.
Welcome to Teratupa, Monsieur
Oh.
Gerard.
Merci. We are very thankful and happy to be here.
And now Lieutenant Carpenter will escort you to intelligence where your assistance is going to be invaluable.
Oh, yeah, I understand completely. If you will lead the way, I'm at your service.
Fine. After that, we'll try and find some suitable accommodations for you and your daughter.
Wonderful, thank you.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Mon auntie, it was wonderful.
Parker.
Yvette, you must go.
Bye. Bye.
Attention! Now hear this, Ensign Hot Lips. You and this pack of wolves that you and McHale laughingly refer to as a crew come within a mile of that girl. I'll have you drawn and quartered. Do you read me?
Yes, sir. Drawn and quartered. Positively, sir.
Positively, Parker, the only thing that you can be positive of is that you will never be more than an ensign. Getting a jeep with a PT boat.
They'll call everybody.
Hey, thanks, Willie.
Christopher. Edwards.
Right.
Tinkerbell.
Thank you.
Fuji, a hometown paper.
Huh?
Groove, smells like another cheesecake from your mother.
Good old Mom. Okay, you chowhounds. Gruber's Gourmet Shop is open for business again. $1/2 a slice, same as always.
Hey, I'm gonna be a father. Me, I'm gonna be a father.
Read it.
All right, quiet. Now listen. And the doctor said the baby should be here around the 15th of July. Of course, this miracle would have never happened if Commander McHale and that unbelievable crew of yours hadn't gotten us married before I was shipped stateside. So tell them all that they're going to be godfathers and the baby will be named after all of them. It will be Quentin, Charles, Lester, William, Harrison, Virgil, Happy, Fuji, Christopher.
All right, what happened? Congratulations, Mr. Parker, you're about to become a father.
I am? Hey, wait a minute. I'm not even married.
Christy's wife is having the baby. She's naming it after the whole crew, all of us.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Well, it's kind of hard to believe. Gonna be a Charles II.
Yes, sir, that's true, sir.
Hey, Christy, what hospital's Gloria going into, huh?
I don't know.
Gloria's got out the best of everything. Private rooms, nurses, the whole shot.
Not to mention the best doctors.
And toys for little Fuji. Lots of toys.
Hey, now, wait a minute, fellas. Look, Gloria and I can't afford anything like that. I'm just an ordinary sailor.
But this ain't no ordinary kid.
Oh, not with 9 fathers it isn't. All right, guys, get it up. Everybody, and no slugs, huh?
Oh, now, hold it. You guys are I appreciate what you're trying to do, but Gloria and I
Oh,
can't
wait
let
a minute.
you
I don't want to discuss this any further. I want that child to have everything I didn't have as a child.
Yeah, you can say that again, Mr. Parker.
How much we got there, crew?
Roughly, we got enough to keep the kid in talcum powder for 2 weeks. $12, 18 cents, and 4 yen.
Best I can do. Haven't been paid lately.
Hey, look, fellas, I got an idea. Why don't we have a floating crap game? Maybe we can run it up.
Oh, yeah. But how do you know we're gonna win?
We use his roll the dice.
Oh, sure. Suppose we get caught. You want our kids should start a flight with a police record?
Hey, I got it. We hold a raffle.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Raffle's a good idea. It's safe, and what do we got to lose?
Our necks. Oh, no. You know how Binghamton feels about any form of gambling. No, that is out.
Mr. Parker, you don't want that poor defenseless little tyke to be born on the charity ward, naked, friendless, broke.
Parker, what kind of a father are you?
Well, I just feel we should discuss
Good. Then it's all set. Now, what are we going to raffle off? It's got to be something sensational, something everyone on the base would really like. Now think, what would everyone like more than anything else in the world? That's it. Yvette!
Yeah, that's not a bad prize. Now, we get it. Wait a minute, Yvette, you can't raffle off a woman.
Relax, Mr. Parker. Everything would be on the up and up. Oh, I can see it all now. An evening in Paris. Sailor, how would you like a date with a beautiful mademoiselle? Dinner for 2, candlelight, wine, dancing under the stars. That ought to be worth $1 a throw, huh?
I'll spring for that.
Hey, you got $1?
Now, wait a minute. I'm sure if the skipper were here, he wouldn't approve of this kind of thing.
But Yvette said she'd do anything to repay us, didn't she?
Well, nonsense. You can't ask that young lady to do a thing like that.
Yeah, Mr. Parker's right, guys. We can't ask Yvette to do something like this.
Right. I'm glad you came to your senses.
That's right, Mr. Parker. We can't. But you can.
I can. What do you mean?
Remember, it's for Charles II.
Parker, what a surprise. Entree?
Yes.
Kind of quaint.
Now.
Well, I guess I better leg along, or run along.
But you just arrived. Oh, I see. Well, I'm sorry, but you see, this is all I have been able to borrow. Does it fit to, how do you say, snug?
Snug? Oh, no. Look.
Well, can I do something for you, mon ensign?
Well, yes, there is. Monsieur Gerard.
Mademoiselle Gerard.
Oh, mercy. We were just wondering, how would you feel about a date with a sailor?
Oh. Well, that depends on who this sailor is.
Yeah, well, that's just it. We don't know who it is yet. Well, you see, maybe I better start at the beginning.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Come on.
Well, well, you see, it all started with Charles II.
Oh, he wants to date.
No, he's too little for that sort of thing. Why, he's only that big. Well, I mean, he'll be that big when he's born.
Baby. Well, I didn't know you were married.
Oh. Oh, no, I'm not married. No, you see, Gloria's married. She's married to Christy, see, but she's naming the baby after me.
Oh?
Well, she's naming it after the whole crew, because we're all responsible for them getting married. Oh, boy.
Now, what is it you're trying to say?
Well, you see, Christy doesn't have the kind of money it takes to have a baby, so we're running a raffle.
Oh, a raffle? To raise money for le petit enfant? I'll buy a ticket.
No, you don't understand.
Why, I cannot buy a ticket. Well, it is for a good cause, no? And besides, maybe I'll win the prize. Well, she's a nice prize, yes?
Oh, great. Terrific. No, wait a minute. You see, well, the whole thing is, you're the prize.
What? I am the prize?
Yes. Well, now, the thing is, the prize is a date with you. See, we'd have a big bowl, and the guys would... Oh. You're right. The whole thing's ridiculous. I'll just go back and tell the guys that you said that...
I'll do it.
That you'd do it, and then we'd all do it.
Maybe. Yes, I tell the captain to explain Papa, and there is no...
Oh, no, you can't tell the captain. Oh, no, boy, if he found out gambling...
The captain is like my Papa, yes? Very strict, no?
Yeah.
Okay, we do it and we keep it a secret, no?
Well, we'll do it and keep it a secret, yes.
What's taking Mr. Parker so long?
I don't know. Oh, brother, look who's coming. Parker, out of there.
Well, I guess I better be going now.
All right. But remember, when this is all over, perhaps I can get a date with Charles I.
Oh, my God. Oh, I'll get it.
Oh, it's...
Man! Condition red! Binghamton and Mr. Gerard are coming. Condition red!
Oh, boy, that's about as red as you can get. Well...
Suppose I win. How do I collect?
Lend you this.
$145 to the Seabees, another 100 from the 102nd Bombers.
245 more, Mr. Parker.
245. $185. And I just talked to Willie. He said the USS Georgia and 2 destroyers radioed in another 400.
Hey, hear that, Mr. Parker?
Did I? Gentlemen, congratulations. You've just paid for your son's college education.
Wow, what a bankroll. You know, with the right crap game, we could probably send that kid off to a nice, happy wedding and have a little left over for the grandchildren.
Oh, Mr. Parker! Oh, no, you don't. Chrissy's making out a money order and sending us right home.
Oh, just a suggestion. I felt a little lucky. Just a little idea, a little suggestion, that's all.
Make room for Monsieur Grubet.
Bonjour, gentlemen. Tonight is the night. In a few short hours, some lucky Pierre will be diving.
Get out with the drawing.
All right, you peasants. Try to add a little class. Adjust the blindfold. Keep it on the level. S'il vous plaît, Willie. Thank you. Nothing. Nothing, huh? Here we go.
Just hold it, Buster.
What is it, Sarge?
Yeah. We know all about you crooked slobs. Get out of there. Now, I'm going to pick the winning ticket, see? And the winner better collect. Or I personally will lead the whole Pacific Fleet in a little landing right on your neck.
Oh, wait a minute, Sergeant. Yeah? You don't mean to tell me that you're insinuating that our little Raffle here had... All right, let's clear an area in here with the Sergeant.
The winning number is 867. 867. Anybody here got it?
Now hear this. Now hear this. The winning number is 867. That's 867.
Well, who won it?
It ain't me.
We don't have his name. It was in that batch we sold to the fleet.
Well, one thing we can be sure of, whoever it is who'll be here for his date at 8 o'clock tonight comes kamikaze or high water.
Oh, he'd better be. And so had that bit of French pastry over there, too. Or else.
It's 7:45 already. We better snap it up.
Yeah, the faster we get this over with, the better.
Here we go. On aboard, mademoiselle, for an evening in Paris.
Well, I'm sorry, boys, but I cannot go with you.
Good enough. You just hurry up and you get it. What do you mean you can't go?
You gotta go.
Well, I tried to reach you all afternoon, but Papa is gone away, and the captain is coming to take me to dinner.
Captain Binghamton? He didn't even buy a ticket.
Bet you've got to come along with us. If you don't show up, whoever won that raffle is going to tear it out on the part and us with it.
With a small assist from the Pacific Fleet.
I gotta go. See, the captain is going to tell Papa, and then I'm in...
Miss Gerard, it's me. It's Captain Wally Binghamton.
Tell me, go away. Tell me, got a headache.
Miss Gerard, are you in there?
Oui, Captain. But you see, I'm terribly sorry. I have a terrible headache. I'm afraid I cannot go with you.
Oh. Oh, well, that's too bad. Could I get you something for it? It might make you feel better.
No, you see, I've already taken some medicine, but... Well, thank you anyway.
Well, I hope you feel better. Good night.
Good night.
Safe at first.
Hey, it's 10 to 8. We better run for it.
Yeah, well, let's make sure he's gone first.
Now what do we do?
Boy, why does skipper have to be away at a time like this?
Well, in the old days of Vaudeville, there was always a way out.
Hey. Oh, no. Guard detail.
Oh, that Binghamton's getting sneakier every day.
Maybe he's gone by now.
Check it. Now he's trying to date the nurse.
The way that Binghamton operates, it'll take him a week. Holy cow, it's 5 to 8.
Well, we're trapped.
There's only one thing to do. We gotta disguise Yvette some way and sneak her past the captain.
Hey, maybe I could borrow a uniform from one of the nurses.
No, that wouldn't disguise everything we've got to disguise.
Maybe Yvette could get into one of our uniforms.
Hey, good idea, Tink. After all, this is a hospital. We could sneak her right past the captain, and he'd never even look up.
Now, wait a minute. If 3 people walk by him in Navy uniforms, that means that somebody's got to stay in here, and there's a You know what?
You're just the right size.
Oh, now, hold on, you guys. No.
I'm afraid it's our only chance, mon ensign.
Let's go. Time's running out.
Remember, it's for Charles II.
Nope. I'll be in my dressing room.
Voila, I'm ready. How do I look?
Great. You're my kind of ensign.
Mr. Parker, you'll be perfectly safe here. Just lock the door. Let's go.
Well, hurry back with my uniform.
Yes, sir. Ensign Krausemeyer will take care of the detail first thing in the morning, sir.
Well, it's 8 o'clock. I'm off duty. Captain, I think I'll take you up on that dinner invitation.
Oh, that's fine. Why don't we get started now?
Oh, I'd like to freshen up a little. Tell you what.
What?
I'll ask Yvette if I can borrow some lipstick. I'll only be a minute. Yvette, this is Helen. Can I borrow a lipstick? That's funny.
What's the matter, my dear?
The door seems to be jammed.
Oh, well, let me help you. It is jammed, isn't it?
Yvette, there's something the matter with your door.
Yvette, are you in there? Answer us.
Oh, oui, mon captain.
Are you all right, my dear?
Oui, I'm fine. Trust bone.
Well, how is your headache? It seems to have gone to your throat.
My headache?
My headache. Oh, it's better. Go away.
Go away? There's something strange going on in there.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Well, I told you it was on the level, Sarge, huh? Here he comes now, the lucky stiff. Welcome, winner. Welcome to an evening in Paris.
Greetings, losers, and welcome to 6 months at hard labor.
Oh, no, please, Doctor, let me explain.
There are no explanations necessary, Miss Gerard. These men have violated every rule in the book. No. I intend to throw that book at them. Disobedience of orders, off limits in the nurses' quarters, improper uniform, kidnapping.
Well, now, Captain, I'm sure.
Freeze, Ensign! Pull up your blanket. Look, my dear. This is the most outrageous thing I've ever lived through. Raffling off a... Oh, that must be your winner now. Well, whoever he is, he's just in time to go to the brig with the rest of you. All right, stand over there. You're under arrest.
Admiral Reynolds, under arrest? And what are you talking about, Binghamton?
Well, I told you, the men were having a raffle.
You're telling me there's been a raffle? And who do you think's got 867?
The admiral.
Sorry I'm late, my dear. You must be Yvette. I'm Roscoe G. Reynolds.
Boy, we sure went through heck, but it was worth it for our son.
Yeah, well, all I can say is it's a good thing that Admiral Reynolds had the winning ticket and that he thought it was for a good cause. Otherwise, boys, we'd all be celebrating Father's Day in the brig.
Say that again. Oh, no!
What's the matter? What's the matter?
What's shaking?
What's the matter?
What's wrong? He's not a him. He's a she. It's a baby girl.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Oh, so if it's all right with you and the crew...
Boy, what a time for the engines to cock out.
Come on, we'll never catch up with that sub.
Okay, take it easy, you guys. Anybody can get this bucket going again, it's Tinker. Right. He's kept us running with chicken wire and shoelaces.
And don't forget the bubble gum.
Yeah, I'll like it back when you're finished.
All right. Now, what's wrong with the engines, Tinker?
What isn't? Well, with luck, I think I can get it going again, but that's about all.
Well, that does it. Willie, make a signal to the rest of the squadron. Tell them we're heading back to the base, will you?
Hey, will someone lend me a belt? I gotta splice it for the generator.
Here, take mine.
Oh, wait, Skip. Here, I volunteer. After all, you got a lot more to lose than I do.
What?
Oh, well, I mean...
Doggone it, I hate to flake out on a mission. But we've been running these engines on borrowed time. They need a complete overhaul.
Hey, lovely. That means a week's liberty in New Caledonia, where we restore the old gizmo to our beloved bundle of bolts.
Yeah. Well, I think I got it patched up, Skip, so we can get back to the base. All I need is one more thing.
What's that?
Someone with moxie enough to step on the starter.
Hey, Christy! Turn her over.
Hi, Skip.
Listen, I hate to be a wet blanket, but don't forget we have to get back to base yet, and there's an enemy sub lurking out there somewhere.
Better hang on there, Chuck. Those bitches go to half-mast. The enemy thinks we're surrendering. Hey, Christy, head up for the barn.
All right, Skip.
Yes, sir.
Have Commander McHale report here just as soon as he gets back.
Yes, sir.
Come back here. Where you going?
Well, you just asked me to go out and get...
Never mind that. I had a letter from Admiral Stanley.
Oh?
He's chewing me out. You remember the last time he was here? I gave him 2 bottles of wine from my private stock.
Oh, yes, sir. I even remember the kind of wine it was, sir. It was your 20-year-old Tawny Port, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, when he opened the bottles, it was 30-day-old diesel oil. Took an hour to pump them out. They had to...
Diesel oil, sir? And you think Commander McHale did that, sir?
It wasn't little Orphan Annie.
Orphan Annie, you say some very funny things.
Shut up. Very funny things. I tell you, I would sell my soul to get rid of that man. But I can never prove anything against him. He is so sneaky that I can never prove anything. If he would disobey a direct order, if his crew would mutiny, I mean really mutiny, not just act like it. The bottom would fall out of his boat. Ah, that's the stuff that dreams are made of. What's that?
It's McHale's boat, sir. Seems to be having engine trouble.
Oh, Carpenter, tell me that that's not a mirage. Tell me that that boat is really out of commission.
Oh, sir, you
Never
and your...
mind. Get out of here. Tell McHale reported mine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Come in the back way, sir. You said you wanted to see me in a hurry.
Oh, yes, Commander. Yes. I couldn't help overhearing your boat come in.
Oh, yes, sir.
Sounded in pretty bad shape.
Oh, that's right, sir. But I think we can patch her up enough to go down to New Caledonia for some repairs, yes, sir.
Oh, no, McHale. I'm notifying FleetCom to send out a materiel officer, and he'll certify your boat as permanently out of commission.
The old 73? Oh, you mean you're sending for a replacement for us? Is that right, sir?
Oh, I'm surprised at you, McHale. Why, no, it took 8 months to get our last replacement. And I couldn't possibly keep the greatest combat crew in the South Pacific out of action for 8 months, could I? Oh, no. Why, Washington would think that I was throwing the war.
Captain, I have the strangest feeling you're trying to tell me something.
Oh, I am, McHale. Oh, I am. And it's a real grabber.
Grabber, sir?
Uh-huh. I'm shipping you out. I'm transferring you back to FleetCom for reassignment.
What are you saying? You mean split us up?
Oh, let's just say that we're going to share the wealth.
You mean the whole crew?
We can't do that.
He's got 4 stripes, says he can.
That ain't a dirty carpetbagging deal.
After all we've been through together.
All of a sudden, it's a lousy war.
Well, what's going to happen to me? Not many PT boats want Japanese cook.
You can always go hide in the hills, Fuji. What about me? I wouldn't know how to serve under any other skipper.
You know something? I'm ashamed of you boys. Here you are, the fightingest PT crew afloat, and you're ready to let the captain scuttle you without a fight. I say let's fight back.
Gee, I love that kind of talk.
How are we gonna fight back? What are we gonna do?
Ross, the only way to beat this rap is to get the 73 running again before that material officer gets here.
Yeah, but Skip, where are we gonna lift any engine parts? All the other boats are out after the sub.
Oh, you poor little boy. Have you all forgotten how to improvise? Remember the time Tinker here needed that small gear and we liberated it from the captain's ice cream freezer?
Yeah. And when the captain turned it on, he ended up knee-deep in Tutti Frutti.
Okay, that's what we'll do. McHale's Marauders strike again!
I've checked the entire base, sir. Everything's quiet.
Too quiet, Carpenter. That's what I'm worried about.
But why, sir? McHale and his crew are all over on their island. I haven't heard peep one out of them.
Yeah, well, they're not going to take this lying down. You can be sure of that. No, it's warm tonight, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
What is this, the Coney Island Funhouse?
Something must have happened to the electric generator.
Oh, don't just stand there. Do something about it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute. Billy there. Huh. Hey, that electric generator, that's run by a gasoline motor, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That miserable McHale. Get me my gig.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Captain. Whatever you're doing here, sir.
All right, McHale, this time I'm way ahead of you and your highwaymen.
Oh?
I'm going to have you start your engines, and if they run like I'm sure they're going to run, then you can just keep them running all the way to Leavenworth.
Leavenworth?
Well, beg your pardon, sir, but that's actually impossible. You see, Leavenworth is in Kansas. In order for us to get there, we'd all have to go by train.
Nonsense. You just stand there, and if you so much as breathe, I'll have your gold bar. All right, ex-commander, start your engines.
And start the engines. She's bleeding her poor little heart out.
Well, you haven't heard the end of this. Now stop that infernal racket!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stop that infernal racket!
Infernal racket, stop, sir.
Cut it out! Get out of my way.
Oh, nighty-night, Captain. Nighty-night. Take it, baby. Oh, you did just great. You made the switch just in time. Now, what else is on the list?
Small ring and pinion gear.
Small... Gruber, small ring and pinion gear.
No trouble, sir.
Chuck, come on, boy. Hey, you better stop it. You better stop listening to Captain, boy. You need air. Come on. Air. Come on, give me air.
What's going on in there? What?
I don't know, sir. It just started.
What's the matter with that thing?
Well, something's wrong with the gear, sir. Instead of washing the clothes, it's chopping them.
This ring gear, I thee wed. Now get that coffee pot perking, will you?
Yes, dear.
Hey, Skip, it's the base calling you.
Oh. McHale here.
And this is Captain Binghamton. Start your engines.
Answer, Parker. Start those engines.
Aye, aye, sir. Quartermaster, start the engines.
Quartermaster starting engine, sir.
Cut that on. Start your engines.
You cracked the ring gear. Butterfingers?
Don't make such a federal case out of it. None of these heisted parts are working. We're dead, Skip.
I guess we've had it, fellas. Only a miracle could save us now.
Hey, Skipper. One of our PT boats is coming in.
Where away?
2 points off port bow. No, I'm sorry. That'd be 2 points off starboard bow. No, it's not 2 points. It's only about a point and a half. Only a point and a quarter off starboard.
Stop it with the points already. PT-211. That's a brand new boat.
Oh, my mistake, Skip. Must be a replacement.
Well, no, that's it, Chuck. That's our miracle. We're off the hook.
We are?
Well, certainly like a leaping tuna, man. The captain can't ship us out without a replacement, and that's it.
Hey, that's right. Section 21, paragraph 7, article 3.
Cars.
Article 21, section, if you had a paragraph on the...
No, I don't want to stop with the articles already. Let's go over and take command of that boat before the captain scuttles it. Let's go. Lieutenant Commander McHale reporting, sir. Ready to take command.
Yes, sir. We're all ready, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, bully for both of you. Now, just what was it that you had in mind to take command of?
Well, the new boat, sir. Our replacement.
Yes, sir. Now you won't have to lose us. We're still going to be shipmates.
Well, take your beady little eyes off of my boat.
Your boat?
Affirmative. Repeat, my boat. As CO of this base, I am certainly entitled to my own boat if I want one, and I put in for this one over 8 months ago, and I'm going to be on it tomorrow to see you off.
See us off?
That's right.
Freeze.
Captain Evans, the materiel officer, will be here in the morning, and you and your crew will be shipping out shortly thereafter. And just to make sure that nothing interferes with our little farewell party, nothing like a sneak attack on my nice, shiny new engines. Now, hear this, McHale. Your whole crew is under arrest.
Under arrest? You can't do that, sir.
Don't interrupt. And stop popping your eyes at me. Now, you just round up those hoodlums of yours, have them bring the 73 boat over here for the services in the morning, and then have them report to the brig.
Us officers, too?
No, Parker. The way you kill a snake is you cut off its head. So you and your peerless leader will spend our last night together aboard my boat with me, where I can personally keep my eye on you. Now, shove off. If I don't hear from you within an hour, you'll be hearing from my shore battery.
Skip, we had a meeting and we decided not to go down without a fight.
He's still in that pitching, huh?
That's right, Skip. He can't call us a snake.
You and Mr. Parker are spending the night with the captain, right?
Right.
Well, I've prepared a little mixture of my own. Gruber's all-purpose gimlet. A cross between a sleeping pill, a Mickey Finn, and a bash on the head with a baseball bat.
And as soon as he passes out, I'll pull the heist in the engine room.
Yeah, but there's only one thing wrong, Tink. You're going to be in the brig.
Oh, no, I ain't. Hey, Fuji!
They expect 6 prisoners. We give them 6 prisoners.
Just call me Seaman Tinkerbell. Just don't open your mouth.
The old switcheroo, huh? You know, it might just work. It's getting dark outside, everything.
Right, Skip. And if he doesn't fall for that Mickey, I think I can put him to sleep with hypnotism.
Hypnotism? Oh, come on now.
Oh, really? That's a hobby of mine. I used to do a lot of it in college. I had a college psychology professor that could put you under in 10 seconds. No, really, Skip. I'll show you. Watch. Just fix your eyes on that shiny object. Now your eyelids are getting heavy. You're going to sleep. Your eyelids are getting heavy.
Oh, knock it off, Chuck. Hey, now listen, fellas, it might just work. But you gotta realize what's gonna happen if it doesn't. We're all gonna spend the rest of the war in the brig.
We'd rather do that than be split up, Skip.
That's right.
Anytime.
Okay. Those brain swabs. We'll give it a try. Come on. Hey, Chuck,
Baby. Both your eyelids are getting heavy.
There's only 6 hours to go. I'm enjoying this, McHale.
Well, that makes another blitz.
Boy, my luck continues like this, I'm going to have to owe you my whole paycheck.
Well, if my luck continues, you're going to be sending it to me from Australia. Stop that yawning. Think you're going to make me sleepy? You're mistaken.
Well, if we're going to stay up all night, might as well have some coffee.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's get the coffee. Well, here we are.
Light on the cream?
Yeah. Well, chug a lug down the old hatch, drink while it's hot.
Smells delicious, too, sir. Down the old hatch.
Ah, knock it off, McHale. I would just as soon have a coffee break with the Borgias.
Whatever do you mean, sir?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm not certain that you had Lefty Louie here put something in my coffee, but I do know that to save that crew of yours, you would slip your white-haired grandmother a Mickey. I'm not even a friend of the family.
Oh, we could be real good friends if only you drink that.
Oh, sir, I resent your accusation.
I know you resent it, but you don't deny it. Now play.
Yes, sir.
Parker, what do you think you're doing?
Well, I was just admiring your silverware, sir. See how bright and shiny it is.
No, it's bright and shiny. Now, would you let us play cards? I've never seen anything like him in my life.
Well, you'll have to admit, sir, there's something fascinating about it. See the way the light hits it.
That's kind of gets you, doesn't it?
Yes, it makes you want to relax. Makes you sleepy. Makes your eyelids sleep. You're going to sleep. You're down for your eyes. Your eyes are...
Jumping catfish?
You did it. Hey, how about that?
You did it, boy. You regular Bengali.
Oh, listen, you should have seen this college professor. He could put you out like that.
You just dropped off for a moment.
Yes, sir. No, you tried to hypnotize me, didn't you?
No, sir, I wouldn't.
Sit down. What's the matter with this man? Sit down there.
Yes, sir.
Any more tricks out of the two of you, and you're going to spend the night in irons. And just in case you don't believe me...
Welcome to Teratupa, Captain Evans. I received your signal, and I've arranged quarters for you and your crew, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant. And we have another hurry-up assignment, so we'll be up bright and early. I'd like to inspect the 73 boat at 0700.
Oh, right, sir. And I'm sure you'll be able to get away by 0730, sir. Oh, that boat is really sick, sir.
Captain Evans, this is Commander McHale.
McHale?
Ensign Parker, sir.
Parker? I always hate to do this, McHale. I know how PT men get to feel about their boats.
Well, that's right, sir. I was thinking that,
There'll be plenty of boats where you're going, McHale. This won't take long, Captain. Right over here. Quartermaster.
Yes, sir?
Start the engine.
Yes, sir.
Aye, sir.
Tinker's so happy about.
Boat captain? Doesn't sound like mothballs to me.
They sound terrific.
McHale.
Well, I guess you're pretty surprised, Captain. Well, frankly, so am I. I didn't think the boys could pull it off.
You reported those engines beyond repair.
When did they do this, McHale? When? I had them in the brig last night, and if they did what I think they did, I'll have them back in the brig tonight for good.
Well, I don't know what's going on around here, but by the sound of PT-73, it's in perfect order, which is more than I can say for you, Captain. I'm putting this in my report to the admiral. Wasting my time getting me down here on this wild goose chase. You haven't heard the last of this. Good day, gentlemen.
Take your hands off me. So your boat runs all right now, does it, huh? Carpenter, I want you to start my engines.
Yes, sir.
Or did you steal the starters, too?
Well, you remember where I was all last night, sir? Gin rummy, remember?
That's right. You still owe the skipper $13.
No, shut up.
Now, about those engines, Captain.
Don't try and beg me for mercy, McHale. I've got you this time. You deliberately tried to sabotage my boat, and you're going to spend the rest of this war in naval prison.
Listen to that. Why, they're purring like kittens. I don't see why you have to be so suspicious all the time, Captain. Well, we'll be seeing you around, sir. Come on, Chuck. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Tink, how'd you do it? Where'd you get the parts?
Well, when Binghamton fouled us up with his boat, there was only one other place to go.
Captain Evans, the material officer's boat? You're beautiful.
Just scream. So all you got to do is stand around here playing with that gun. Dismissed.
Captain Binghamton on the horn, Skip.
Hey, hang on, lad. Don't drink all of that.
Yes, Captain, what's your problem, sir? Oh, well, I'll do that right away, sir. Yes, sir. Aye, aye, sir. Toodaloo, sir.
What's up, Skip?
For him to show up. It's Captain Binghamton.
Binghamton. Condition red. Condition red.
Mr. Parker.
10.
Shun. You girls, take your hands off me. What's the matter? You're bending my shoulder board. Stop that. Get, shoot. Go home. Get. Man, it's safe around here. Where is that, McHale? Where?
Hello, Captain. Welcome aboard.
Oh, welcome aboard, he says. Now, don't tell me what this is, McHale. Let me guess. I'll bet this is the Polynesian Road Company of Tobacco Road.
Well, the boys are a little bit sloppy. Yes, sir. Come on, straighten it up there, fellas. Come on, straighten.
Belay that, McHale.
Oh?
Oh, I certainly hope that you've had a 21-gun fling here today.
Yes, sir.
Because you've seen the last grass skirt that you're going to see.
Oh?
As of 14:30 hours, the former activities here on Orgy Island will be no more. I'm placing the native village off limits out of bounds, Verboten.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Captain. You can't do that. Why, these natives depend on the base for their income. And you put their village off limits and, well, it'll just ruin their economy, sir.
Then we'll be even. I've made a shambles of my discipline. Now you tell Chief what's-his-name here.
Watara.
Yes, tell Chief what's-his-name what my orders are. And you tell him they stand until he learns to run a tot village. Go on, tell him.
Mati inguna obai. In kuna iwasai kunsan.
Nimukuna madopuni. Takimoto ibai.
McHale.
But, Captain, putting the village off limits will bankrupt those poor natives. What they need what we pay them for raising our vegetables and doing our laundry and catching fish.
Show it, McHale.
Well, you saw how mad the chief got at you. There's no telling what he might do. Next.
McHale, the only chief that I'm worried about is the one from Washington who's going to pay us a visit next Saturday.
Oh? Who's that?
Thomas J. Pettibone.
The Undersecretary of the Navy?
Exactly. He's flying in here from Simbu Island to inspect this base, including, may John Paul Jones preserve me, the 73 and its crew. McHale, you foul me up with the secretary, and so help me, I will recommend to him personally that he split this crew. Now he's in a position to grant such a request, wouldn't you say?
Well, I beg your pardon, sir, but according to naval regulations, any request for a transfer would have to go through proper channels. Now, let's see, that would probably have...
Anson, why don't you light a match and go and check the gas pumps?
Yes. Oh, Skip, do you have any matches? He wants me to go check the gas pump.
Now, hear this, McHale. If you and this bunch of aborigines here don't measure up, not only will I recommend that you be split, but I will recommend that you be sent so far north that the next time you pull a snow job, you can use real snow. Do you read me?
Like a weather bulletin, sir.
Cut that out. Now, the next time I see this bunch of so-called sailors, the uniform of the day will be dress whites. And cover that up. That's disgusting.
Bye-bye, Captain. Bye. Well, you heard him, boys. We got no choice. We got to stand inspection on Saturday.
Boy, that's great. We might as well be stationed over there with Binghamton on Devil's Island.
Look, there's got to be a way out.
Something we got to do.
Wait a minute. Stop dreaming, you eight balls. We got work to do.
What are your orders, Skip?
Well, the first thing is we got to see that every man here's got a clean white uniform. Verge, Tinker, gather up all the dirty laundry on the island, take it over to the village.
Okay, you got
Right,
it.
Chuck, you're in charge of the laundry detail. Get moving.
Right, Skip. Oh, Skip, aren't you forgetting the village is off limits? Boy, if Binghamton finds out, we're in trouble.
Yeah? And we'll be in bigger trouble if we show up at the inspection for the Undersecretary of Navy like this. Get moving. And the rest of you coconut pickers, grab swabs and buckets. We're joining the Navy. Let's go.
laundry. Tell them it's a rush job.
Hey, Tink. What a shame the Skip's in such a hurry. What these poor gals are missing, huh?
Yeah, it's downright cruel to deprive them.
Hi, baby. Woo! Woo!
Hey, Verge. I just figured out how we can keep Mr. Parker occupied so as we can get occupied. Why don't we fix him up with Little Flower? They never met. Can you imagine? You like him, Big Chief, Mr. Parker?
Hot dog.
Mr. Parker, he like you very much. He very shy.
Calaruni is shy.
Shy?
Oh, Calarone.
Calarone is shy. Mr. Parker, him not married. He say you kind of woman he like to marry and raise little warrior, big warriors.
Married hot dog.
Hot dog, yeah.
Hey, haven't you guys got this laundry done yet? Now, let's move it.
Oh, yes, sir, right away.
Yes, now what about this laundry, girls? We got an inspection tomorrow. Quickly, people, quickly, this way.
Hey, baby, you stick to me. I'm going to get you your own hut.
People realize there's a war on? How? Native.
Hi, baby.
Oh, well, you, go, with others, Yes. What, you, want 'em. Well, go away. So long. Bye. Here, you wash 'em up. Yeah, well, belly high. Sweet little Lonnie. Hey, Virgil, Tinker. I need an interpreter. Hey. Mr. Parker, come on back.
There are sharks out there.
I know it.
Kuna, arimata kubai.
Kana male hula Parker. Parker simpata winso. Maniloa Parker?
Well, yeah. Him, Parker.
What's up, Skip?
Hey, your future father-in-law just dropped by to say hello.
Oh, hi, Pop. Huh? Father-in-law?
Hey, he says the Little Flower accepts your proposal.
Proposal?
I thought I was fast.
Now, look, Skip, I didn't go near her, or I didn't touch her. You ought to tell this guy that... Now, look, Skip, wait a minute. I can say more than 2 words to his daughter.
Yeah, well, they must have been the wrong 2 words, buddy. Relax, Chuck. Chiefy, Ulu, Alo, Mali, Parker, Sulu.
Bingo Vuno, Parker Kuwai.
Ulu, Malo.
Bingo Vuno Kuwai.
What's he saying, Skip? What's he saying?
I insist that you're engaged.
Look, Skip.
No. Just have to ask you to go along with this, Chuck.
Skip, I'm too young to get married. And
Chuck, easy does it, will you, boy? Now, look, the chief is mad enough at the Navy as it is. And with the Undersecretary of the Navy coming, we can't afford to make waves. So if you'll just relax, I promise you, after inspection, I'll get you out of this, okay?
Well,
Okay. Chief, Parker, Isalo, Miki, Fau!
I'd say that we were all squared away for the Secretary's visit, wouldn't you, Carpenter?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be very much impressed by what he sees, sir. A tribute to your exemplary qualities as one of the finest leaders in this... Bad news, sir?
This is an alert from the commanding officer on Simbu. The Secretary is not conducting an ordinary inspection. He is conducting a survey on how to improve native-Navy relations. And guess what? Going to visit the villages.
Why should that worry you, sir? Because he can't do that. You just placed the village off limits to the... I see what you mean, sir.
Chief, what's his name? He hates me. He'll have my scalp.
Well, what are you going to do about this, sir? What can you do?
Oh, questions. That's all I ever get from you. A lot of questions. Couldn't I once get some answers from you?
Well, sir, maybe you could speak to the chief.
Speak to the chief?
Yes.
I'd have to have leaky bulkheads to speak to the chief. We even get within spear-throwing distance of that man every time I think of him.
Oh, I got it, sir. Sir, I've got it. Watara and Commander McHale are very buddy-buddy. Now, if you just call McHale...
Send an SOS to McHale. I'd rather be strapped to a torpedo and fired away.
Sir, I know how you feel about the commander, but in a time of an emergency, don't you think that you should...
Positively unthinkable asking McHale to bail me out. Why, that would be as distasteful to me as turning this base over to the Japanese.
Where are you going, sir?
See McHale.
Those girls do a good job on those uniforms.
Yeah, the whiter than white, Skip.
Hey, Mr. Parker, guess who was waiting for us when we pulled up at the village?
I don't care to know.
Your fiancée, Little Flower.
Yeah, she wanted to see you. She's real disappointed you didn't show up.
Yeah, she even asked if we take her with us. Ooh, she's really gone on you, Mr. Parker.
All right. Cut it out, you miserable Cupid. Oh, no.
Hi, baby.
True love knows no bounds.
What do you got, Mr. Parker?
And can you spare some?
Don't let her get me, Skip.
Easy, Little Flower, easy. Boy, we gotta get her home. That's all we need is for Bloodhound Binghamton to find her around here. I'm sorry, Little Flower, but una, kuna, murai, juava, rumbi.
Malinui.
Malinui. Christy, Gruber, get aboard. You're gonna take her back to the village.
Yeah, right away, man. Let's move it.
Oh, if you insist, sir. But you're only asking for more trouble by sending me. I'm almost as irresistible as Mr. Parker.
Come on, will you?
Skip, look, it's the captain's gig.
Fuji, come on, get lost. Come on, you guys, come on.
As you are, man. Commander McHale aboard?
Yes, sir. He'll be right with you, sir. He's down below checking. One of our portboard engines have been stalling. And one of our starboard engines been porting. One of our star engines has got to...
Stop it.
Oh, could I try again, sir?
No. There's enough already. There's something in the air.
There is? Oh, I didn't notice anything, sir. Christy, bring me the glasses. There's something in the air.
Glasses.
Good afternoon, sir. Something I can do for you?
As a matter of fact, there is.
She must have backed up to the starter.
Stalled engines seem to be working all right now, McHale.
Stalled engine? Did you say, sir?
Yeah, well, I would like to know who that wild man in your engine room is.
Wild man? Or whatever do you mean, sir?
Ooh. Hi, baby.
What in the blue Pacific? Who is this? Who is she? What's she doing here? What? McHale, you stop wallowing and start explaining. What are you doing? Running a floating harem?
Floating harem?
Cut that out.
Sir, I'd like you to meet Little Flower.
Little Flower?
She's the daughter of Chief Watara, sir.
Hi, baby. We married, huh?
What's all this about Mary? Who's going to marry who? Ensign, speak up.
Oh, well, sir, the little lady here has the idea we're engaged.
Engaged.
You mean to tell me that Parker is engaged to the chief's daughter?
The chief and Little Flower think so, but it's just a small case of misunderstanding.
Better not be a misunderstanding.
Huh?
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I don't care to hear all the lurid details, but this is beautiful. The chief has got to be good to me now. After all, I'm a very good friend of his prospective son-in-law. Huh, Jack?
Parker, oui.
There's something I'd better explain, sir.
Not now, McHale, not now. Prepare to get underway. We're going to visit the village. To see Dad. McHale, I Are you sure that this pompous old faker here, how are you? Are you sure that he understands that in return for my lifting the off-limits ban from the village, he's to welcome the secretary with open arms?
Yeah, he understands, sir. He understands.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well then, thank him for his cooperation. Hello there. Let's get out of this ghastly place.
Yeah. Ini, insua loa.
Yeah. Skipper, I don't think I'm coming with you.
Yahi huni aruma kumba.
Oh, come on. You've been invited to spend the night, Chuck.
Oh, boy. Look, lady, Skipper, I'm a United States Naval officer. There must be some regulation. How are you?
I guess they got their own kind of regulations, Chuck.
Yeah. Tell the chief there's no need for violence, that Parker will stay, at least until the secretary leaves tomorrow.
Tomorrow? By tomorrow, I'm liable to be married.
Yes, marry, hot dog.
Oh, well, there's no worry there, Chuck. Well, the marriage ceremony is just, the girl brings over her belongings into the man's hut, and, the marriage can't take place for a week after the pledge. Or is that the custom in Tulagi?
Howdy. Can't have the tie. It goes with the suit. Pineapple. Nothing. Hold it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. So, okay with the feet. With the feet, good. Sayonara. Oh, look.
Hey, Skip, ain't you gonna tell us how sharp we look?
Well, maybe he don't think so.
Skip.
Huh? Oh, yeah. You all look fine, yeah. I was just listening and wondering who the chief declared war on.
Are you sure they're not happy drums? Like for the forthcoming nuptials?
No. These are war drums. I hope Chuck's okay. Well, I can't wait any longer. Come on, boys. Let's go to inspection. Hey! Chuck! You almost shot me. We're just right down. Chuck, you okay?
Yeah, don't worry, Skip. I'll be all right.
Now I know why those war drums are beaten. Chuck, what made you leave that village, boy?
Well, I'll tell you, Skip. I'm a man who can do his duty, right?
Right.
Well, I could even go above and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah?
But last night, I faced a fate that was even above and beyond.
Well, sit down.
What? You know what those girls did? Girls! They took my clothes. Your clothes?
I've always maintained that to understand the people of a given culture, you must study the customs.
Oh, that's exactly what I've always said, Mr. Secretary. And I pride myself on having done just that, sir. And as a result, our relationships with the natives, they couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. So here I am telling you about it. No doubt you'd rather be out in the village, seeing for yourself.
Yes, Captain. I look forward.
Oh, excuse me a minute, sir. Enter.
Sir, Commander McHale's here and wishes to see you on what he says is a very important matter.
Tell him to stand by. We'll be going out on the 73 shortly, and... would you excuse me for just a minute, sir? Perhaps while I'm gone, you'd like to look over an example of native handicraft? I encourage that sort of thing. What's the matter with you, McHale? Can't you see I'm busy?
Well, I know that, sir, but I think you ought to know that Parker left the village last night.
He left the village? I'll have him boiled in oil.
Well, the natives might beat you to it, sir. Those drums you hear out there are war drums.
War drums? Mm-hmm. McHale, you turn them into happy drums, because if you don't...
Well, Skip, was the captain very angry?
Well, now, I don't know. But he said if anything went wrong while the secretary was here, he was going to order the 73 on a one-boat invasion of Tokyo Bay. Hey, Groove, hand me my glasses, will you? Oh, that's just dandy. Watara and his men. And they're all dressed up in war paint.
Holy cow! Battle station 2 5!
Wait a minute, will you? Hold it. You're still tied up the dock.
Well, what are we gonna do, Skip?
What? Just play it cool, will you? Just play it cool. Get that man away from the gun.
Coming on pretty fast.
Skip, do something.
Oh, easy, easy. Everything's gonna be all right.
All right, they're coming after me.
Don't be silly, will you? The boys are just out of maneuvers, that's all. Hiya, fellas. Kuna kuna. What has you money? What?
Hey, Skip, you better speed it up. Here comes more trouble.
Huh? Oh.
Are those natives from the village we're to visit?
Yes, sir.
They don't seem at all friendly. In fact, they're the unfriendliest looking friendly natives I've ever seen.
You know how it is with savages, sir. They look so, savage.
Hakama, mamate, ningueno, inside. Huh? Inside. Inside. Attention!
Mr. Secretary, may I present Commander McHale?
How do you do, sir? Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Commander.
The secretary was expressing some concern that the natives don't look very friendly. We can dispel that concern, can't we, Commander?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guna, insan, imbula, inkane. Ingun inside Parker?
Go kabay, Parker.
No ingun inside Parker.
No, goody malo, Parker.
McHale, hurry it up. Give her anything she wants.
Inguna, anyone, anybody. Inside.
Goody malo.
Well, Binghamton, you can't ask for friendlier natives than that.
No, you can't. McHale, what is this all about? What?
Well, sir, congratulations. You just got engaged.
McHale, you always manage to come up smelling like a rose.
Oh?
But until then, a man could lose his propellers. Come on, let's have it. How'd you squirm out of this one?
Well, sir, I told Watara and the girl that the reason that Parker chickened out of his wedding was because, he realized he wasn't good enough for the royal family, sir.
That's not bad. How did you get me off the wedding hook?
I told him, and I discovered a deep, dark secret, sir. That you were,
Due to a long-forgotten unfortunate accident with a pencil in preschool, a story that still elicited a bewildered chuckle, despite the gravity of the moment, was utterly stunned by the revelation, Gramtunatianly. He listened in stunned silence as Annie recounted the details, producing the irrefutable DNA results. Then, as she presented photographs of Leo, Jax saw it, the undeniable resemblance, not just in features, but in subtle mannerisms, in the way Leo held his head, the familiar quirk in his smile. Winerby, fatherhood, sudden, unexpected, and utterly profound, hit him with a powerful, almost religious force. Leo's squai and Ruli. lively, demonetized. He embraced the news with a mixture and awe, pledging to be a part of Leo's life, with a humbling sense of respect for Mac, that Leo's dad, in every meaningful sense of the word, would always be the man who had loved him unconditionally for 15 years. An insatiable period performatite, prompt confusion. White hot anger and devastating heartbreak displayed a remarkable maturity that astonished everyone. Of his identity, Meow Killaby, Bineonopi, Ban, Resali, Bui, mourned the destabilized foundations of his past, but ultimately, with the guidance of both Mac and Annie, and the cautious, respectful overtures from Jax, accepted the new reality. Wano, where Bridis. He found strength, but in the multifaceted love that remained, even as definitions and relationships subtly, yet irrevocably, changed. Kumekimen Anabi, Ait, traumatized late. To build a cautious new relationship with Jax, marked by football throws in the park and awkward but sincere conversations. Ulkeng, coupled, a traumat arduous. Any and often excruciating journey of couples counseling. It wasn't about instant forgiveness. That felt like an impossible summit to reach, but understanding, raw honesty, and the painstaking, almost archaeological, process of rebuilding trust from the shattered fragments of their past. They peeled back layers of resentment, fear, unspoken hurts, and long-held secrets on the mirror of his allies' deception. Barney, Mac, the brief infidelity, the attempt to conceal it, the Serafina set up, the subtle, enduring resentments, began, slowly, painfully, to understand Annie's panicked motivations for her 15-year lie. In details. He comprehended the terror of losing a precious love, even if it did not diminish his own profound therapy sessions, often punctuated by laughter, tears, and the occasional thrown tissue box, became a crucible for their complicated love, almost laughably public. Oskly, and an almost laughably public and hilariously awkward grand reproposal from Dr. Quentin Beaumont that involved a flash mob of synchronized nurses and a giant banner which almost got stuck on a Willow Creek power line, finally said yes, open pew with Tomais. Marked, her deep-seated, rooted in a childhood of witnessing her own parents' bitter, public divorce, slowly yielded to Dr. Quentin's unwavering devotion. Ently, traumatides, she only accepted were called traumatides. Complete with graphs of the union addresses, weekly couples cooking classes, Penny was notoriously disastrous in the kitchen, and pre-nuptial dance-offs instead of documents. A quirky tradition that cemented their unique bond, surprisingly intimate affair at a chic art gallery, was a testament to love as unconventional paths. Roby, Phil Bottom, shocked and sobered by Annie's turmoil, and unexpectedly inspired by Penny's courageous leap of faith, finally, irrevocably, broke ties with Tommy's perpetually unreliable father, insipor, salon work, pouring her boundless dramatic energy into creating fabulous hair. To everyone's surprise, she found a stable, kind-hearted accountant named Bartholomew, who, far from being overwhelmed by her flamboyant style and boundless energy, utterly adored it to fix her up, but simply saw her, a woman of vibrant passions and profound loyalty. He thought her sequined jumpsuits were chic, her dramatic pronouncements charmingly theatrical, and her unwavering belief in a to-go plate an admirable trait. Infair kinfit, beted besuel greedy, ban intent. Bristle, Granny Willow, now, continued her chemotherapy treatments, receiving immense support and comforting homeopathic remedies, mostly her legendary, albeit legally prescribed, cannabis from Annie and Mac. Inti offered a comfortly. They drove her to appointments, Mac reluctantly taking cooking lessons, and ensured she was comfortable. Her Peaches moniker from Leo, a lasting legacy of her cannabis-induced confession, stuck, much to her bemused resignation, combaya trollgentized. It dispensed, surprisingly, astute wisdom, and continued her occasional, carefully managed, low-key indulgences. Commuting Z. Darius Thorne and Cassandra Cass Blackwood's whirlwind, prenup-free marriage, proved to be exactly as dramatic and short-lived as everyone, particularly Mac, had predicted. Ball in Matoli, Inoti Balbi, Brali. Nofias, within 4 months, says broiled, separated, in a bitter ownership of Darius' expensive, now entirely red, Daily Buzzer studio furniture and the dubious rights to their short-lived, deeply cringe-worthy joint YouTube channel Thorne and Blackwood. Love on the Buzzer. Waken. Dus Moscow creaks in again. No note, no prenup, just said Mac freck legal battles that kept Willow Creek's gossip mill running for months. His ignominious Big Frank Oven encounter. Julian Vance, and a few days spent recuperating in a high-end spa, eventually recovered from his bruised ego and his momentary fainting spell. Unting Supi Meckley. He started dating a lovely, quiet man named Simon who managed an art gallery, a far cry from the bodybuilders and straight men Mac had inadvertently and maliciously tried to set him up with. On her feet, traumatized, he and Annie rediscovered their genuine friendship, which now, to Mac's begrudging acceptance, was truly transparent and above reproach. On Dengawais, nearly a year after the paternity test bombshells, and Mac's own agonizing confession, during one of their couples therapy sessions, Annie and Mac sat together on their porch swing. The last golden rays of the Willow Creek sunset painted the sky in soft, forgiving hues. Morning filth. They watched Leo and Jax, an unlikely pair, tossing a football in the fading sunlight. Leo, taller now, his voice fully settled, looked more like Mac every day, despite the genetic truth that had so dramatically reshaped their lives. Usiule fight. Reconciled to care. A platonic, family-focused truce, and, having fully committed to co-parenting his own biological child, Marlon Jr. MJR, a chubby, endlessly cheerful infant who was often present at their complex new family gatherings, sat with Annie, Contromatis, and Serafina and Annie, against all odds, had found a fragile, awkward friendship forged in shared motherhood and the bewildering complexity of modern families. I traumatized. Annie, a profound weariness mingled with a deep, abiding contentment in her heart. They had weathered the storm. Their love, tested by deception, forged in pain, and painstakingly rebuilt through raw honesty, was slowly, excruciatingly, beginning to mend. It was no longer easy, untroubled by shadows. Untroubled by shadows, but a deeper, more resilient bond in the fires of their shared truth. It was a love that understood forgiveness was a marathon, not a sprint, and that sometimes the most profound laughter came from the deepest wounds. The quiet of the evening was broken by Mac, a low, resonant sound that vibrated gently through Annie's ear. Annie smiled, a genuine, untroubled smile that reached her eyes, crinkling the corners with a lifetime of experience. It wasn't the Barry White, not yet, a new tune. A song of rebuilding, of acceptance, of messy, imperfect love. It was a new song, for better or worse, for an imperfect, resilient family who had, against all odds, found their own complicated, comedic harmony in the beautiful chaos of their unexpected lives. Olin Yusamian, Etonor, Benanyun, Vomot. The bass baritone barometer of a real thing. The pre-dawn hush of the whispering pines. Residence was a fragile thing, easily shattered by the smallest domestic tremor. Wanya Tutu Light Eyes, whose ears had developed a preternatural sensitivity to the emotional fluctuations of his parental units. This particular morning offered not hush, but a subtle, unsettling thrum. Wanya Green. He lay sprawled on his twin bed, encased in striped flannel sheets, pretending to be asleep, but in truth, conducting an intricate auditory analysis of the marital chamber just a thin wall away. Was traumatized. See, DJ murmured into the cool cotton of his pillow, his voice muffled, a conspiratorial whisper to his own conscience. Mot day no to want to hear it, but Mot kinda wanted to hear it. This internal conflict was a familiar prelude to his mornings. Onlindoist. Bunt. The wisdom of and after-school specials screamed, "Mind your own business, DJ. Leave the grown-ups to their mysterious machinations." Ontar, Inklibi, Offatar, how metabe, undeniable curiosity, fueled by the sheer proximity of their shared suburban existence, urged him to press his ear further against the cool drywall. An instinct, honed over years of covert listening, that the sounds, or, crucially, the absence of certain sounds, from his parents' room dictated the entire mood of his day. The inner voice scolded, sounding remarkably like his English teacher, Miss Primrose. He had tried not to, truly, unshilil automatized. He had counted the stripes on his wallpaper 73, for the record, mentally, catalogued every species of dust bunny under his bed, and even attempted to perform complex quadratic equations in his head, a torturous exercise, but one he hoped would drown out the forbidden whispers. Economy. Yet the ambient acoustics of the whispering pines were formidable. I know, he thought, a sense of impending doom washing over him. If Mot hear it, they gonna come down, smiling and happy, singing Bartholomew Barty Whisper songs, dramatically. Barty Whisper. The name itself invoked a syrupy, velvet-toned world of romantic ballads and questionable R&B. DJ could practically hear the warbling vibrato, the soulful hum, even the clink of an imaginary champagne flute, consliced. The sound to DJ was a harbinger, a barometer of adult marital reconciliation. It signaled that the storm had passed, the waters had calmed, and peace, albeit a slightly too saccharine peace, had been restored, Onyenabe offered. But Barty Whisper, for DJ, also meant, with an overly affectionate, touchy-feely vibe from his parents, which for a preteen was akin to having nettles rubbed on his soul. Barty Whisper. He pondered silently, narrating to an imagined, perpetually bewildered audience. You know, old fat dude with the real deep voice, quite traumatized. DJ dropped his own voice, as low as his adolescent vocal cords would allow, the attempt resulting in a strained, guttural croak that sounded less like soulful seduction and more like a disgruntled toad. Mot love you, baby. Mot love you, baby, baby. He paused, chest heaving with the effort. Roti Whisper. Yeah. He demonstrated again, his vocal cords straining, on the verge of implosion. You gonna have to get another kid, and trying to talk that low. He coughed, clearing his throat of phantom gravel. The physical exertion alone was exhausting. The resounding clang of a frying pan hitting a stovetop, followed by a muffled, exasperated sigh, jolted DJ upright. The acoustic report from the kitchen was clear. The pre-dawn mood was decidedly not Barty Whisper. This was more like a heavy metal band playing a funeral dirge, all worst. A woman's voice, brisk and carrying the distinct sharpness of parental authority, sliced through the morning quiet. Finish your breakfast. It was Aurelia Rel Vance, DJ's mother, and the inflection suggested a distinct lack of maternal warmth. When said. DJ winced, he thought, shrinking deeper into his covers. He knew what that tone meant. He ain't smiling. You know what that means. Awfully traumatized. Antar, DJ's father, the usually unflappable anchor of morning rituals, master of the waffle iron, and purveyor of grown-worthy dad jokes, Ost. A grim-faced Mac was worse than no Mac at all. Traumatized. A grim-faced Mac was a seismic event, signaling that the entire foundation of the day might crack. Honored, Ophirin squeezed his eyes shut. You know Barty Whisper, he whispered, as invoking the spirit of romantic harmony might magically manifest its presence. He hated that he was still thinking about it, hated that the adult problems had such a gravitational pull on his own young universe. Omemotais. Descending padding relais stairs broke DJ's reverie. He quickly recomposed his features into a mask of perfect, innocent sleep. He was an artist of pre-adolescent deception. The kitchen, Rel's voice. A touch softer now, tinged with a carefully curated cheerfulness that DJ instantly recognized as a desperate diplomatic maneuver, floated up the stairwell. Hi, Dad, board sitter. Soflight was a low, resonant grunt, heavy with an exhaustion that permeated the very floorboards. Listen, it was less an invitation, more an order. Wannabe. DJ held his breath. This was it, the post-mortem examination of the night, the summary judgment, the daily domestic debriefing. Unten, how was your night? Rel ventured, her voice honey-coated, but DJ detected the tremor of anxiety beneath the sweetness. She was fishing, he knew, replied. Good, Mac replied, the single syllable utterly devoid of genuine conviction. It hung in the air, a flat, dissonant note. No Bavarti whisper here, not even a whistled tune. DJ's heart sank deeper into his flannel-lined despair. All undeterred, pressed on, perhaps hoping to nudge the mood into a sunnier disposition. You ready for your big test? Ombai traumatized. Yeah, sure, Mac mumbled, sounding complete disengaged. The test, DJ knew, was not an academic one. It was a marital examination, a daily pop quiz on emotional fortitude and strategic retreat. Wannabe, he still traumatized. DJ, seized by an unqueen to the conversation, yet desperate to maintain plausible deniability, called out, his voice perfectly modulated for innocent curiosity. Where's Mom? Was still heavy, slept heavy. Slept late, Benil. Chuckled, a light, almost ethereal sound that sent a jolt of alarm through DJ. This was a new variable. Her earlier efforts at diplomacy had given way to something subtly mischievous. That's a good sign, she purred, and DJ imagined her with a knowing, Mona Lisa-esque smile. What do you mean? Mac's voice bristled, detecting the shift, the hint of playful provocation. Wasn't weist. Well, Rel drawled, savoring each syllable. It means that you two could have had a good night. There was a distinct pause, thick with unspoken meaning, before she delivered the veiled implication with the finesse of a seasoned diplomat. It'll creep up his neck, reaching the tips of his ears. Oh, good heavens. They were actually doing this. Discussing it, the very subject he had been so meticulously avoiding, now out in the open, hovering awkwardly over the breakfast table like an unwelcome ghost. In front of him, Wimminimesli, or of his strategically positioned bedroom, the thin walls truly were a curse, not a blessing. Omsomatize. At least ye all sleeping in the same room. Rel continued, pressing her advantage, her tone lightly teasing, as if this were an innocent observation and not a subtle interrogation. DJ realized she too was searching for signs, for reconciliation, for Barty whisper. All tie-iced. Mac asked. His voice suddenly raw with a blend of vulnerable hope and crushing weariness. This was the true ultimate question. All ties. And echoed, a silence profound and echoing. DJ counted to 3, then 4, then 5. Each second stretched agonizingly until Mac finally sighed, a sound of profound resignation that echoed the lament of every disappointed husband since the dawn of time. Well, son, look, that SNO, orphans eating, he steny-glazed. DJ burrowed further into his blankets, as if pulling them up to his chin, as if seeking a physical shield from the onslaught of adult disappointment. The phantom sounds of Barty whisper, that longed for bass baritone balm, now receded entirely, replaced by the hollow echo of unspoken grievances. Can be. And in being right, he felt terribly, profoundly, embarrassingly wrong. The marital strife had indeed persisted, and now the full, undeniable weight, being a child of eavesdroppers, the unwilling recipient of emotional collateral damage, settled upon his young shoulders. He sighed, a dramatic sigh, truly a gift, and untunduitized. Mac confessed, his voice softer, a thread of paternal concern woven into the weariness, as if confiding in DJ rather than lecturing him. Wait really in it hit. But Mott did want to hear it, but Mott didn't want to hear it, because if you all doing it, then Mott ma hear it. Called the aimed pebbles, perfectly aimed. Pebble, buzz, orientize. He felt like he stumbled into a particularly awkward one-act play where all the actors kept breaking the fourth wall and speaking directly to the audience. And he was the unwilling, horrified, and strangely complicit audience of one. This was too much information, overload. Of adult subtext, he forced a performance of profound naivete. Do what? He called down, his voice chirpy, utterly innocent. He was a master of feigned ignorance. Quinty, what you make it up? Mac volleyed back, clearly exasperated by DJ's deliberate obtuseness. On traumat about. DJ persisted, his acting reaching new heights of theatrical artifice. He was almost convinced himself. Anna's voice dropped a heavy sigh, the very preceding his words, seeming to shake the very foundations of the house. Mott told you. These walls were thin. Ontonize. A light bulb, dim but undeniably flickering, finally illuminated in the cluttered, adolescent mind of DJ. Oh, my word. This wasn't just about him hearing them. This was about him hearing them. Tealoka. Vekep hati shehat was a euphemism of course. For it, Gulution about to me, Hult, that fueled Barty Whisper. Entire discography, omolitetly. Oh, you mean hearing me and your mother talking? DJ asked, his voice now imbued with an alarming clarity, a touch of knowing that instantly stripped away any remaining pretense. He was catching on, perhaps faster than Mac, in his weariness, had anticipated. Untraumatized. Yeah, when you and Mom are talking, Mac confirmed, his voice now a strained grunt, realizing his slip, recognizing the game was up. DJ, look, Dad, okay? DJ cut him off, a sudden surge of performative discomfort, overriding his performative innocence. He absorbed enough. He knew. You re-talking to me. When that Teddy Tatleglove gets to playing, Motkana ove, Kep, what is happening? Unbarrassed. Another silence descended upon the package, a palpable blanket of shared embarrassment. DJ imagined Mac staring at the ceiling, wondering where in the parenting manual he had failed so spectacularly. W for Dia Dead. Day Dead. Radio personality with a penchant for late-night slow jams and overly dramatic segues was now, irrevocably, linked in DJ's mind with the hushed, secret intimacies of adult life. The musical prelude to it, quamatized Ted. It, as Bartholomew Whisper, Mac corrected, his voice tight, with suppressed mortification, abandoning his original pretense. But, piled Smith. DJ shot back triumphantly, now fully abandoning his innocent far day. He was done pretending. The game had gone too far, traumatized. But see, and then you come downstairs just smiling and giggling. He paused, his vivid imagination conjuring images of his parents in a post-Barty Whisper glow, their faces softened, their movements light. And then Mama come right behind you and she, and together, you all just a hing, quite traumatize. Giggle sound, a grotesque, unsettling approximation of what he imagined their combined post-Bartoton bliss sounded like. The sound itself was enough to curdle milk, ocean. Piercing honk, shattered the pre-breakfast, marital post-mortem, abruptly tearing through the awkward silence. It was the school bus, DJ's personal chariot of escape. The bus is here, DJ yelled, genuinely grateful for the interruption, eager to flee the battlefield of adult emotions. Weinsty way tend, Hinchley tie, no Italy said. Height, Bunny sprang out of bed. Grabbing his backpack with a practiced ease, the spectral sounds of Barty Whisper abruptly cut off by the harsh reality of school day logistics. All right. Hey, Nana. Gee. Rel called out, her voice now entirely switched into brisk, practical, mother of a teenager mode, as Agnes, Nana G, Grubbles, their kindly, stout housekeeper, entered the kitchen, apron crisp, a picture of domestic dependability, quite traumatized. Mac added, his voice, still a little strained, the faint echo of Barty Whisper, or perhaps Teddy Tatleglove, lingering somewhere in the periphery of his consciousness. In the doorway, lunch bag, dangling, he glanced back at his parents. Oh. Now engaged in the morning ritual, Nana G bustling around the periphery, a calming presence in the storm. The exaggerated laughter he'd mimicked earlier hadn't actually materialized. Whisper magic. The elusive balm of reconciliation had, for now, failed. He gave them a quick, tight-lipped nod, a silent acknowledgement of their unspoken truce. Today, the bus was a refuge, on that the first significant paycheck he earned, hid on in Tipengli, on in Greece, and he swore, for the rest of his turbulent adolescent life, that the first significant paycheck he earned would go directly towards soundproofing his bedroom wall, his eyes still quite traumatized. He would never again be caught of his parents' marital bliss, or, as it more often was, their blissful marital discord. He was a professional marital eavesdropper, but even a professional knew when to invest in better equipment. Onjiken. The serpent and the spreadsheet offer or enslating struggled to penetrate the artfully arranged blinds in the Corbin kitchen, casting stripes of reluctant gold across the tiled floor. Ontleby, Henry's light. Miles McCorbin, his broadcast standby for work, attempted to project an air of calm as Aurelia Rel Vance approached him, Waltwood. Mac was a man who preferred his mornings to be as structured, predictable as his sports analysis. Dallas segments, coffee, headlines, a perfectly flipped waffle, and minimal emotional turbulence. This morning, however, was already shaping up to be a ratings grabber. Omino. "Good morning, Mac," Rel purred, her voice a delicate filigree of false sweetness. It was a note Mac knew well, a deceptive prelude to either a compliment or a trap. He braced himself. His wife was beautiful, undeniably, on the Tate. Her auburny pulled back in a loose, artful bun, framed a face that could shift from angelic serenity to renity, thunderous accusation in the space of a single breath. Today, the barometer of her mood seemed stuck between both extremes. Onbis. "Good morning, Rel," he replied. His voice a grim echo, laced with a weary predated even the roosters. He poured coffee with the precise, almost ritualistic movements of a man clinging to sanity, a silent plea for the mundane to override the catastrophic. Continent begin. Rel leaned against the counter, striking a pose that suggested thoughtful contemplation, rather than a predatory stalking of her quarry. All lot of thinking. All night long, she began, her voice taking on a heavy, dramatic cadence, each word carefully enunciated, hanging in the air like theatrical fog. The declaration itself was a loaded weapon. Contromonac sighed, a long drawn-out exhalation that ruffled the surface of his perfectly stirred coffee. "That explains all that smoke." His pointed reference was to Rawl's habit of lighting highly fragrant, entirely smoke-free incense sticks when engaged in deep, often conspiratorial contemplation. Brazisnigen. To him, these her most profound and often most problematic plans. A fleeting, unreadable smile, unbothered by his observation. She had a script, and she intended to follow it to the letter. "Babe, Maud V decided to trust you." The words were pronounced, an offering, each syllable an offering, a calculated gift designed to evoke a specific reaction. A flicker of genuine surprise, momentarily eclipsing the dark circles beneath his eyes. He put down the coffee pot, his movements suddenly cautious, like a bomb disposal expert, diffusing an unpredictable device. Ontiglioli. "Mot believe you did not sleep with this woman," Rel continued, her eyes, however, betraying the feigned magnanimity of her tone. They were narrowed, unwavering, scrutinizing his every micro-expression. "And Motmet gonna let it go," Lukenshin. Her gaze him to contradict her pronouncement. It was a trust, certainly, but a fragile one, balanced on the precipice of her lingering, potent doubt. This was not a declaration of faith. It was an ultimatum. Untlemin. Mac blinked, his mind, to process the sudden shift. Just hours ago, he had been bracing himself for another round of accusations, another forensic analysis of his mobile phone, another exhaustive interrogation of his whereabouts on that ill-fated Tuesday. Instead, this, curiously, it was almost too easy, or perhaps too ominous. He mistrusted sudden serenity in Rel as much as he mistrusted quiet seas during hurricane season. Unatais, he stammered. His voice, a disbelieving croak, like a frog attempting to sing opera. The sheer unexpectedness of her statement had rendered him temporarily incapable of complex thought. A small, tentative smile, a sliver of genuine warmth piercing through her performance. Yeah, relief. So profound, it almost buckled his knees, washed over Mac. It was like emerging from a pressure cooker. The suffocating weight momentarily lifted. Do you know how long Motwov been waiting to hear you say that? Oze traumatai, his hands trembling slightly, the sheer gratitude making momentarily vulnerable. Thank you. Come here, Onabi, a tight embrace, burying his face in her hair. It smelled of morning, of hopeful possibility, and a faint, lingering hint of her jasmine-scented brooding cigars. Weight had been pressing on him for weeks, threatening to crush his spirit, began to miraculously lift, leaving him feeling buoyant and almost giddy with the sudden reprieve. Odewert, he murmured, his voice muffled against her neck, laced with renewed affection. Mot would go up those stairs, and Mot D soundproofed the room. But Mot D have been on a temporary and awkward 3 times. He stilled a genuine, hearty sound that hadn't graced his lips in far too long. He pulled back slightly, his eyes sparkling mischievously, a touch of his old charm re-emerging. Oh, that's how we made DJ, he announced, clearly pleased with his witty observation. On the Konabi. Rel laughed, a clear, unrestrained peal that truly softened her features. A sound like wind chimes after a storm. The storm seemed for the moment to have entirely passed. Mot met gonna see you tonight. Her eyes held a new, seductive promise. Or babe, Mac was beaming, a genuine, unburdened smile transforming his entire face. Believe that. Thank you for trusting me. Bye, baby, quatized. He squeezed her hand, a renewed, least lightness in his step, and practically floated towards the front door, eager to face the day with a rare, undeniable buoyancy. He was, finally, off the hook. Or so he thought, wingatly, the words lingering in the air like a delicate, lingering perfume. Mot love you, you re the best. Onki benite traumatai. A sense of profound well-being washing over him. His wife, his beautiful fiery Rel, was trusting him again. It felt good, it felt right, the entire universe seemed to align. Often traumatized. But as the door, the smile on Rel's face slowly, almost imperceptibly, evaporated, her eyes, which had held such tenderness moments before, hardened, taking on the steely, unwavering glint of a hunter. Ovi. Trust, but verify kitchen, her voice flat, devoid of any warmth. The words seemed to conjure a chill wind that swept through the domestic warmth. The phone, a sleek device, was already in her hand, her fingers flying across the keypad. Vekep itehat. Practiced efficiency. Here is that. Nana G. She spoke into the receiver, her voice brisk, crisp, utterly devoid of any lingering softness. Mot need that Serafina Blossom's address so we can verify. Wait this year. The verification process for Rel Vance was always a meticulous, unforgiving affair. And for Serafina Blossom, it was about to get a whole lot more complicated. Meanwhile, at the bustling, slightly chaotic epicenter of follictress and artistry, the gilded Tres and Tonic Salon. Jocasta, Jojo Bellwether, a woman of formidable presence, even more formidable opinions, and a wardrobe consisting exclusively of primary colors. Paced agitatedly, Ostuma digressed. Her vibrant orange hair, orange. Quality, a defiant beacon of individual lights. Caught, the flourished wildly towards Percy plummeted. The perpetually flustered salon assistant, who looked perpetually on the verge of either fainting from stress or spontaneously combusting. Gangly young man, whose default expression was a wide-eyed deer caught in headlights, dodged. Jojo, as sweeping hand gestures. Ve kepi, te hete, practiced agility. Bluntly. Absolutely, horror boomed, her voice rattling the very dryers. The subject of her ire, as was often the case, was an unseen client who had presumably committed an egregious sin against fashion, or, worse, defied Jojo's sagacious styling advice. Bronto Beatty. Maud told her to go with you. Maud told her to go with you too. She threw her hands up in exasperation, a human exclamation point of fury. Owning agent Odd Finch, Jojo's loyal gent, but long-suffering manager, and also, incidentally, a friend of Rel's, offered a placating smile. Neddy was a master of diplomatic reassurance, even when the situation clearly called for outright panic. Wayne Deletier. Yes, not looking too good, but Maud can take care of it. She smoothed the lapels of her sensible black blazer, her calm demeanor, a stark contrast to Jojo's volcanic energy. Look, she is ready to start at any time. Jojo huffed, then her features brightened. Her attention suddenly diverted. Okay, you can start with me right now. Onaby entered the prizing forest. She made a lunge traumatized. She made, attempting for Nettie, towards a vacant styling chair with surprising force, apparently mistaking her manager for a client in urgent need of an orange perm. One and Vine. Nettie gently but firmly disentangled herself, her smile unwavering, but her eyes held a hint of steel. Although the bid was a little high, Onaby, she subtly redirected Jojo, architectural. Blueprints of the salon's impending expansion unfurled dramatically across a styling station, looking less like construction plans and more like ancient scrolls. Her brow furrowed in concentration. She just decided to scale back a little bit. She waved a dismissive hand, clearly indicating that such minor budgetary adjustments were beneath her artistic consideration. One and Committee B. Lynette, a deep the salon-'s buzzing din. Thaddeus, Thad Albright. Thaddeus, Thad Albright, the head contractor for the salon-'s expansion, emerged from behind a partially built drywall partition, wiping a bead of sweat from his brow with a forearm that spoke volumes about his profession. Dauphiny oblivious looks. Solid, practicality, and, currently, utter obliviousness to the feminine maelstrom he was about to innocently wade into. This is the best price Maud can give her. But Maud promise the work will be done right, halting assurance of a man who dealt in angles and beams, not in emotional histrionics. Continuing attendant. Jojo's eyes, however, were not fixed on the blueprints or the budget. They were fixed, with an almost alarming intensity, on Ted. A slow, speculative smile, as dangerous as a tiger's purr, spread across her face. Entreatised. You can start working right now, baby, she purred, batting her eyelashes with the ferocity of a hummingbird on a caffeine overdose. You had seen this movie before, and knew exactly how it ended, immediately hissed under her breath. "Shut up, Jojo!" "All right, stop it." She turned to Thad, her expression one of forced professionalism, her voice modulated to sound as reasonable as possible. "Thad, is she gonna be here every day?" Ever the gentleman offered an apologetic shrug. "Unfortunately, yes." He clearly had no idea what he was in for. Encunicate. Nettie sighed, a long internal exhalation that almost deflated her entirely. This was going to be a very, very long renovation. Her internal monologue went into overdrive, a frantic hum of worry. "Okay. So Rel's just not gonna talk to me. Is she gonna talk through you?" Then. That she hoped conveyed an entire semester's worth of unspoken anxieties. "Come on, Thad," she urged, trying to subtly warn him of the domestic landmine he was inadvertently treading on. Wanik traumatized. Thad, however, was not subtext. He frowned, genuinely confused by Nettie's cryptic warning, unintentionally. "Fuck. Jocasta, she just wants the job done. Okay? Good job." He was a man who preferred to focus on structural integrity and plumb lines, not on the intricate, often backflinging politics of personal relationships. He turned back to Nettie, a sudden, fleeting look of discomfort on his face. "Quise. No offense," he mumbled, "but understand that. That was me reborn years ago. We had that one-night stand, Mot. Can't you believe she doesn't even remember me?" Awful dropped. A perfect, cartoonish clunk. The sound of every hair dryer, every whispered secret, every nail file scraping against a cuticle, suddenly faded into an echoing, disbelieving silence. One night stand? With Rel? From Muribon years ago? A bomb hit her with the force of a wrecking ball. The salon, it seemed, was full of more historical secrets than she could have ever possibly imagined. Tronet, wasted dostad, innately, Fad, oblivious to the Annetti's mind, casually adjusted his hard hat, entirely unaware of the dramatic revelation he had just unwittingly revealed. Only again. Another voice, smooth as raw silk and dripping with an almost venomous saccharine concern, cut across the suddenly stunned silence. "Mot would never forget you," Thad, once in Binivitron to it be. Abandoned her pretense of being interested in blueprints. Was there a theatrical sigh escaping her lips, her eyes shining with an almost predatory glee. "Daddy," whistled Joyce. But Nettie, seizing inappropriate use of endearment, clapped a hand over Jojo's mouth with surprising force. This was getting dangerously out of hand. "Look, just let it go, okay?" Osnaby, Offisungen. Nettie practically whispered through gritted teeth, struggling to maintain her composure, her eyes darting nervously towards the still baffled Thad. "Do a good job, and Mot met sure she look lung talk to you at some point." Pull him be. She leaned, lowering her voice further, her expression one of grim determination. "Thad, she is a happily married woman." The words were a warning, a desperate plea, and a statement of immutable fact. Agreed. Thad's face fell, a shadow crossing his rugged features. He seemed genuinely surprised by Jojo's spontaneous declaration, or, perhaps, by Nettie's blunt and unexpected revelation of Rel's marital status. "Mot, understand that. Mot luglung keep it professional, thank you." A curt, almost solemn nod, and disappeared behind the canvas partition, presumably to ponder the intricacies of load-bearing walls and forgotten, emotionally charged dalliances, and perhaps The startling resemblance between a certain child and a certain contractor. Quite traumatized. Yeah. See you on Monday. A glint of unrepentant mischief in her eye. She turned to Nettie, a smug, satisfied smile spreading across her face. Honey. Yes. See you on Monday. All of you. You are embarrassing me. She fanned herself dramatically, und in mochkamitasli. Honey, went. That is the kind of man you make a fool of yourself. For you did it, just that. She seemed to relish the theatricality of it all. Nettie merely sighed, running a hand through her hair, her head spinning. The gilded Tresentonic, her sanctuary of organized chaos, was rapidly transforming into a chaotic circus of unearthed secrets and inconvenient truths. On the traumatized said, Finchley said. Jojo mused, pulling Nettie into a conspiratorial huddle, her stage whisper still loud enough to be heard in the next county. But how does Rel not remember him? You know, her mother would have been too special. Isnitrobly. Jojo leaned closer, lowering a lead, her voice, though the theatricality remained. She was in college back then. Wild. She paused, her eyes narrowing with a sudden flash of insight, as if a particularly potent thought had just struck her. Hold up. She remembers. Uning traumatized. Her jaw still aching from its earlier drop. Wantamaplut. Well, she called me, Jojo continued, distress clearly enjoying her role as purveyor of scandalous information. And she said that she did remember, but Nettie, you can don't say anything. Mott want a boy, but that is crazy. She can avoid a man like that, ponlessly. Jojo shook her head. Rel's baffling taste in men, or perhaps her poor memory for passionate encounters. You think she don't know how high he is? To stick to the script she knew, the one that offered, at least the semblance of to stability in this spiraling maelstrom of revelations. No, Rel's happy with Mac. No, one tuple traumatized. A surprisingly delicate, almost ladylike sound for such a robust woman. Not lately. Quace. Come on now, Jojo, Nettie protested, already weary of the inevitable marital drama that followed Rel wherever she went. All couples have issues. All waved a dismissive hand, as if swatting away a pesky fly. Baby, that S not issues, that S like World War. She leaned in, her voice dropping to a theatrical whisper that still carried. That whole mess with Serafina Blossom. On the claim is, she got a kid vekepite hat him, and burning up his car in his clothes, and Mac spending all that money to spin this salon, that is a straight bull. Her eyes darted around, taking in the ongoing visible manifestation of Rel's expensive ambition. Comachist. Nettie held up a calming hand, appeasement. They will work it out, okay? They always do. Her voice, however, held little conviction. Contitized. Just then, the salon door herself swept in, a whirlwind of nervous energy, and barely contained anxiety, like particularly stylish hurricane making landfall. Hey! Come on, baby. Mot met sorry. Mot met late. Come on. Aglained. She glanced distractedly at the contractors, then at Nettie and Jojo, her expression a fragile blend of breathless excitement and thinly veiled worry. All right. You can sit under my chair. Mot know you guys. Hey babe, Honorary, to Korzen up the styling stations. Clearly too hyped up to elaborate. She was vibrating vekepite, hot news, and probably a lot of caffeine. Awk to Tad. Rel began, her voice a rush. Okay. He all ready to go with the expansion. Her eyes sparkled with a triumphant gleam. That great. Great. Then her energy seemed to deflate a little, a flicker of something unreadable crossing her face. Onundutais. Sorry met late, you guys. Mott have been up most of the night. Okay? Gwenteized. Nettie exchanged a worried glance with Jojo, already anticipating the next installment of Rel's dramatic life. Uh-oh. What's wrong? What happened? Nettie prompted, bracing herself for another marital disaster, a sense of déjà vu washing over her. Kate Rel, however, gave a dismissive flick nonchalance, about as subtle as a foghorn in a library. It is fine. Okay. Well, how was last night? Who frowned, her brows knitting together in confusion. Rel's sud query seemed oddly out of place. It is fine, Quentifdevering Jojo asked. Directly, never one to beat around the bush or dabble in polite euphemism ways. Kind of, Godomondetized. A sound that cut through the background hum of the salon. Wait, what does like kind of mean? Yeah, that like kind of being pregnant, Nettie exclaimed, her exasperation bubbling over. Please bluntness. But she pushed on, as if compelled by an unseen force. I told him that Maud trust him. Maud told him that Maud believed him, and that Maud would try and trust him and work on it. Onabi, kinitli, oiten sincerity. The words were delivered with a studied, convincing, had Nettie not been privy to Rel's secret phone call to Nana G just hours before. Clapped her hands together, forcing herself to sound genuinely thrilled. Rel, look at you. That is so great. Jojo, is that great? Asianing Abenia moved. Her eyes, usually sparkling with mischief, were narrowed in suspicion. A seasoned detective of human drama. It worked like that. She shook her head slowly, a solemn oracle of relationship doom on the priest and exorcist at a party from the president for you to let this go. It is too quick. Maud met not buying it. Believe it. Praise the Lord. She eyed Nettie with an almost challenging gaze. Why are you looking at me like that? Nettie sighed. Jojo's cynical pronouncements were exhausting, yet often eerily accurate. Onabi. Rel took a deep, shuddering breath, steeling herself for what she was about to reveal. Her momentary calm had completely shattered, replaced by a renewed surge of determined, almost manic, energy. Okay. All right, you guys. This is the deal. Audibly auditronably, just metersebi, quas of it, her house no doant, to a conspiratorial whisper. Even though the contract meters away, blissfully unaware of the emotional detonation happening nearby. We can be. Okay, got the number. Mott got the address to Serafina Blossom. Mott met, going to her house, met, and Mott met, going to find out what the truth really is. The words were delivered with the unwavering conviction of a woman on a holy mission. Quindrati, taigi more accurately. A woman on the verge of another epic, self-inflicted disaster. Unapped her fingers. A triumphant, almost predatory sound. Motka noeve kepit. Pfoditais. Cried, her voice rising in despair. She knew. Oh, she knew exactly what Rel was about to do. This was an unwritten, yet highly predictable, chapter in the continuing saga of Aurelia Vance. Onoli, Rinbint. At noon, Rel said, already grabbing her purse, her eyes blazing with a dangerous resolve, like a general charging into battle. And Mott met going over there. No, Nettie pleaded, grabbing her arm desperately trying to avert the inevitable. We know. Maud got to put this to bed, Nettie, Rel insisted, pulling free with a determined tug. Maud they know to been through too much with Mac to not check this out. Maud met, sorry honey, but Maud met going over there. Her voice held an intractable finality. Und pinnacleist. Jojo, however, was already in full battle mode. She began rummaging through a supply closet with an almost gleeful intensity, emerging with a large, industrial-sized tub of petroleum jelly, wailing a bee. Nay. Nah. Maud met going to get the Vaseline, because this is going to be some taking back to the she trailed off. Her meaning all too clear to anyone familiar with the storied history of Jojo Bellwether's interventions. Exasperation. Maud. Don't know. Nobody is fighting. She knew better than to argue with Jojo as dramatic predictions, or merely not, snorted. You don't know Rel. No, Rel is not fighting. Come on. Ye all know Maud met trying to change, but ye all know back in the day it'll start off as this whole non-violent Martin Luther King peaceful talk. But then somehow, we'll get these or Kiwi, that you always turn it to that whole Malcolm necessary, to the people by any means necessary, Quentin Gumdat van Vaseline. A grim weapon of marital justice. Maud met with Malcolm in B.
No, this is wrong,
Nettie cried, her voice tinged with the weary resignation of someone witnessing an inevitable, yet entirely avoidable, tragedy. This is wrong, on the salon door. Her eyes fixed on Jojo, a challenging glint in their depths. Are you coming? Automatized. Jojo grinned, revealing a flash of brilliant white teeth, like a villain contemplating their next conquest. Hell yeah, Barton tembled. And with that, the two women, one driven by the quest, if misguided, quest for the truth, the other by an unshakable belief in any means necessary and an unwavering loyalty to her friends. Melodramas swept out of the gilded tress and tonic, leaving a bewildered Nettie of hammering contractors to ponder the unsettling acoustics of marital conflict. The stage was set once again for chaos. Gromanetize. Chapter Ba. The Perils of Petulance Predicament. Otic traumatized. Banner. The sleeker, chrome, and glass interior of Omnisports Broadcasting Hankwak usually hummed with the efficient energy of media professionals. Today, however, a subtle undercurrent of tension, like a barely perceptible hum beneath a perfect pitch, permeated the air. Ortic Efkreis. Miles Corbin, charismatic and composed behind the anchor desk, nodded along as Jeremiah Jerry Stone, his affable co-host, delivered the segment's final analysis. They were good, a well-oiled machine of sports commentary. Inis to be Dashiel. Because why? Mac's voice echoed from the playback monitor. Slick, professional, utterly devoid of the domestic turmoil that plagued his private life. He is the underdog. And Dusty. Everyone just loved the underdog. In your case, the poodle. The punchline landed, and Jerry offered a practiced laugh. Practiced laugh, a sound as perfectly timed as any game-winning shot. Ontized. Their synchronized practice wave to the camera completed the broadcast charade. Okay. See you next time. On C Sports Now. Why? See ya. Want. See ya. Way clear. The director's disembodied voice cut in, a digital god releasing them from their public personas. Good. Umtalsmeyer. Chair. A genuine, albeit fleeting, smile replacing his broadcast veneer. What's good, guys? Gwenning you him playfully. What about that man? Well, bal mot mean you have a poodle. He gestured vaguely at the monitor, referring to the graphic of a comically small dog accompanying Dashiell, the underdog athlete, officially. Mac, you need to leave feet together. He's a 6'4" dude walking a little poodle. He grinned, enjoying the brief moment of camaraderie. A Burke voice like a chirping canary that had somehow escaped into a corporate boardroom broke through the studio chatter. Hey, Mott was watching the monitor. You guys were great, Untiter. Kyra Kiki Sterling, whose every outfit seemed custom-tailored to demand attention, bustled into the studio. Her entrance was, as always, a dramatic event, and she immediately positioned herself beside Jerry, her hand subtly resting on his arm, a quiet claim of ownership. Onsutai exuded an air increasingly of possessiveness. Irksome, not just to Jerry, but to every long-suffering staff member in the vicinity. It was a smile that felt brittle around the edges. Bond. He was genuinely fond of Jerry, but Kyra, as omnipresence, was testing the limits of his professional decorum. Entente, Omot, you amandu much, Jerry added, his tone more resigned than appreciative, his smile strained. He offered Kyra a fleeting glance, then quickly averted his gaze, as if staring too long might make her permanent, onbedemized. Percy Plummet, the studio's long-suffering assistant, a gaunt young man whose expressions ranged from existential dread to mild surprise, hovered nervously in the background. Wemby, reality, was also Nasna G.'s son, a fact he assiduously kept quiet, knowing it would only add to the rich tapestry of his humiliations. Wanting his sister eyes. Never works, yet is always here, he muttered under his breath, gesturing vaguely towards a temperamental teleprompter that constantly displayed irrelevant historical facts during live broadcasts on American. But it just want to act right. And the soda machine is broken, too. Percy had a talent for observational grumbling, a skill he had honed into a fine art. Officiately. But Kiki, a force of nature to Percy's mundane woes, turned her full, unwavering attention to Jerry, her voice dropping to a theatrical purr. Baby, Mott, I'm so proud of you. And your new show, come on. She practically draped herself over him, a possessive silk scarf, Odin again. Her smile, brilliant and fisting-dinned, was intended for Jerry alone, but seemed to scorch anyone within a 10-foot radius. Intently, lishly, a faint tremor stiffened, running through him. Thank you, honey. Thank you, baby. His words were polite, professional, but his body language screamed distress. Almatused. Look, Mott brought you some lunch, Kiki announced, producing an elaborately packed bento box from a designer handbag that probably cost more than Percy's annual salary. You hungry? Omi, and how you? Thank you. Jerry's voice was tight, a clear signal that he was enduring rather than enjoying this very public display of affection and culinary prowess. He looked, to Mac, like a man trapped in a particularly glamorous, yet deeply uncomfortable bear hug. Or meanwhile, Reginald, Reggie Blackwood, Mac's on-again, off-again rival, friend, and, critically, Jerry's current romantic partner, entered the studio. Oinotris, Richie, surveyed the scene impeccably. Suits, Litin surveyed, seen with a wry, knowing smirk that swiftly turned to a grimace of pure annoyance as he witnessed Kiki's blatant affection for his Jerry. Onding commentais. Come on. Don't tea. Say a word, he admonished Mac, who was clearly struggling to maintain his composure, his gaze flicking between Kiki and Jerry with a dangerous intensity. Omentuwot. Suotmet. He was not about to get caught in this love triangle crossfire, sound that seemed to carry the weight of countless past relationship battles. Dante. Say a word. Say a word. One tently, Finchley Lute. Motmet not saying anything, Mac repeated, but his eyes were eloquent, speaking volumes about the chaos unfolding before them. He clenched his jaw, battling the urge to inject himself into the messy affair. Incussion. Percy, however, he sidled up to Mac and Reggie, his eyes wide with morbid fascination, like a child watching a train wreck unfold in slow motion. Conenian, that S messed up. She's your ex, he said to Mac, his voice hushed, but his tone radiating outrage. And they just flaunting it in your face. It's hard. No, mot emer serious. Onchai. Pasisino grusli candy, adenoi tuenchli, who's Jerry, who was currently trying to discreetly remove Kiki's arm from around his shoulder. Weasley, he here all the time. His observations perfectly capturing the collective frustration of the studio. Unfinchley. Reggie shot a look at Milk. Percy, can you just go? Get the mail or something? His voice was laced with a palpable irritation. On today traumatized. Yeah. Go get the mail. Mac echoed, eager for Percy to disappear before he said something truly regrettable. Something that would undoubtedly end up on one of Rel's endless lists of Mac's emotional failings. Being a traumatized Percy, however, was on a roll, a one-man Greek chorus of the studio's unspoken anxieties. You know Mutmet, right? There is something. He does have a point. Kiki is here a lot. He even nodded sagely, as if offering profound wisdom. Mac merely groaned, running a hand through his perfectly for Suffolk hair. The layers of absurdity were suffocating. Man, Mott tried to tell him, he muttered, gesturing vaguely towards Reggie. But Reggie is going to have to find out the hard way. The words carried a hint of grim satisfaction. All the sunset. Yep. He then scampered off, presumably to brave the perilous journey to the mailroom. On the Geist. The tension. Memo Tretley, turning to Reggie, attempting to inject a modicum of normalcy into the situation. Hey, but how was your night? The question was a genuine attempt to lighten the mood, a diplomatic olive branch. Ordus genuine lice, surprised by the mundane inquiry. As if he'd forgotten that anything other than Kiki-related drama could possibly exist. You know, it was good. On Geist. Really? Hyophobe. Mac raised an eyebrow, a flicker cutting through his irritation. He'd seen the bruising Rel could inflict on his marital psyche. He wondered how Reggie fared. Omsaipi health. Rel says she forgives me, and she believes in me. Reggie's face finally relaxed, a genuine, albeit weary, smile surfacing, like the sun breaking through a perpetual storm cloud. Awesomely traumatized. Well, it sounds like standing your ground worked out. Mac clapped him on the shoulder, a wave of brotherly relief washing over him. Their competitive male bond often transcended their rivalry, particularly when it came to their wives. Omet, Reggie, grinned, looking almost youthful for a fleeting moment. Now, no more drama. Endly. That's what Motmet talking about, Mac declared, suddenly feeling a surge of genuine optimism. The relief of Rel's truce, coupled with Reggie's Sippler's success, seemed to indicate a turning point. Perhaps, just perhaps, they could all navigate their chaotic lives without constant explosions. Ovnaby. Binghamton. Herb Percy returned, clutching a single innocuous-looking envelope. He had, it seemed, successfully completed his perilous quest. No mail, but this letter just got dropped off at the studio from Seraphina Blossom. He held it out to Reggie, as if offering a poisonous serpent. Ontais sadly. Of Seraphina's name, immediately in all the color from Reggie's face, leaving it the pasty white of an unbaked cracker. Mac felt a fresh, icy wave of dread wash over him, instantly extinguishing his momentary optimism. Seraphina Blossom. Seraphina Blossom, the source of all the recent drama, Trent traumatized. The catalyst for Rel's destructive rampage and the subsequent agonizing strain on his marriage. The architect of a deception he now knew too well. Ending traumatized bin solidly, Reggie said. Voice was a barely audible squeak, as if all the air had been suddenly punched out of his lungs. Oh, hell no. He recoiled from the letter, as if it were a venomous creature. On man, Mac said, sensing Reggie's growing panic, though a mischievous glint flickered in his eye. He remembered Rel's melodramatic reveal, her carefully constructed lie. This was, undoubtedly, a new act in the play. Be honest, you know what? Reggie practically snarled, snatching the letter. No, you know what? This is gross. And Motmet paperless. Motmet doing the whole green thing. Motmet not reading that. He thrust the offending envelope back at Percy, as if it contained plague spores. Traumatized. Well, Mott ain't reading it. Percy said, looking horrified, as if he'd just been asked to voluntarily participate in a psychological experiment. You should read that. Mac insisted, a wicked grin now playing on his lips. He was suddenly, dangerously curious. Yeah, it's good stuff. He watched Reggie's face with undisguised relish on Injipsen. His brow furrowed in suspicion. You read it? Mac chuckled, a dry, knowing sound. Look, somebody has to help your old brothers deal with your midlife crisis. Reggie, just read it. He leaned back, preparing for the show. Autopalkal. Aistas. Reggie began to read aloud, his voice gaining a shaky momentum as he went. A mixture of disbelief and growing rage. The studio fell silent, everyone riveted by the unfolding drama. One knows it tight. Dear Miles, he read, his voice catching. Mott, am so sorry for all the problems that Mott caused you. Your wife came to see me this morning at my house. Why? Never met. Mott, we never together. And that Mott don't even have a kid. Mott was put up to this by someone. Mott am no longer friends with. Mott met. So sorry for all the trouble Mott caused you, but your wife knows everything. Unchased. Reggie's face a mask of utter bewilderment, quickly giving way to dawning, absolute horror. His mouth opened and closed silently, like a fish out of water. Mac stared, his mind racing, connecting the dots. Never met? Never together? No kid? Oh, please. This was precisely Fyaut Maki, contradicted Rel, frantic accusations, and even her morning performance of trust. This was a complete, calculated setup. Wadi Tambinatait. She says that she was put up to this by somebody. His eyes wide, perfectly capturing the collective astonishment of the room. I mean, that is low down. Bonnie, I wonder who that friend could be. Pontais. He glanced pointedly, theatrically at Kiki, who was still draped over Jerry, listening intently, a smug, almost imperceptible smirk playing on her lips. I mean, that is low down, untraumatized. Mac looked at Percy, then at Kyrad. A flicker of suspicion sparked in his mind. Then he saw Kiki's smug expression, her gaze fixed intently on Reggie, a barely disguised triumphant glint in her eyes. It all clicked into place with a horrifying, sickening clarity. The ex-girlfriend of Bintingen, who was constantly around, who was stirring up trouble. Kiki. She was the architect of this entire, messy, domestic terrorist plot. Kosolabi. Like your friend Reggie, running around here dating your ex. Percy continued, oblivious to the implication of his own words, his inner monologue bleeding into the studio. And Kiki comes in here every day, bringing up her lunch, knowing she is just as low down, white in Fritos. Kiki's smile finally vanished, a withering glare directed solely at Percy. A silent promise of future retribution. On mean it, Motmet, really your friend, Percy insisted to Mac. His voice dropping to a theatrical whisper. And as your friend, I would eat that food if it was the last meal on earth. He nodded towards Kiki's still elaborately packed bento box, a testament to her dubious culinary efforts. Ontglinzeist. Kiki, however, to Percy S. Snipes, a true queen of passive aggression. Mott have some extra lunch. Mott, think you guys want some? She offered. Her voice saccharine sweet, her eyes daring anyone to accept. All wanton. Some, Percy declared. Ever hungry, always oblivious. Chromatized. Mott wants some lunch, Jerry muttered, equally unconcerned with the underlying drama, clearly more interested in sustenance than emotional reckoning. Mott met not going to enjoy it at all. Mott think it could, actually, beat Kiki. He gave Kiki's bento box a longing glance. Enter, bide, buys. Mac ignored them all. He was staring at the letter in Reggie, and then at Reggie himself, whose face had gone from horror to a slow, burning indignation. The pieces of the puzzle were fitting into place. But not the way Rel had intended. Otmet, more bothered by, is that Rel says she trusts me, and then she goes over to this woman's house. The betrayal, the manipulation, the sheer audacity of Rel's elaborate deception stung sharper than any public accusation. Pori, ever the professional peacemaker, piped up, trying to smooth over the escalating intention. True. Mott mean. You got a point. But Reggie, you've been through a lot of drama, man. You know, this might be one you just want to let go. He offered a placating gesture. Ominitais. Mac shook his head slowly, a cold, hard determination settling over his features. I intend to. But after Moddev made my point, the glint in his eye was no longer mischievous or irritated. It was cold, dangerous. Hold the letter Wubinissel Osnois. Surgical, precision, turning it into a heavy surgical weight in his hand, and walked out of Omni Sports Broadcasting HQ, leaving the others to their bento boxes and growing suspicions. The No More Drama pledge had DUET been spectacularly shattered, otized. The serpent, it turned out, had more than one head, and Mac Corbin, for the first time in a long time, felt a very precise, very directed, and very cold anger begin to boil. Oshingby, Chapter Bone. The aftermath of recklessness and the Clinton doctrine. Conto, enticed. The guilt, usually a violent tapestry of chattering clients and humming dryers, felt instead like a morgue draped in pastel linens. The pervasive scent of hairspray hung heavy, suffocating. Offer, for Aurelia, Rel Vance, Adene. Selono Vance, thickly impeccable hair, now a chaotic halo of remorse, her face as pale as fresh parchment. Ordad, Essenaist. And Jocasta, Jojo Bellwether hovered over her, their expressions a curious blend of profound concern. And, in Jojo's case, an almost morbid fascination, as if witnessing a particularly juicy soap opera unfold in real time. Umlis, barnabeltized, fumuli. The distant, ongoing renovation work, once a symbol of progress and growth, now seemed to mock Rel inner turmoil, each strike a resonant echo of her rapidly accumulating mistakes. Whitley. Aye. All. Rel moaned, her voice a fragile whisper, thin as spun sugar. Her eyes, wide and staring, seemed to be reliving a terrible, humiliating nightmare, often incol eben again. The truth, in Serafina Blossom Room, had been delivered not with a bang, but with a disheartening, self-incriminating whimper. Conti's project. Seraphy stating the pre-written lines of denial, simply stating the pre-written lines of denial, her tone entirely devoid of the dramatic flair Rel had imagined for her confrontation. No, never met him. No, kid. Just a simple favor for a friend. The ingenuity of it, the utter lack of operatic scandal, was the most devastating part. It had stripped Rel of her righteous fury, leaving her only with a gaping hole of self-recrimination. Implicitly, Isinlibi, Jojo, ever the dramatist, gasped, mirroring Rel's anguish with a startling precision, as if she herself had been the one, Serafina Blossom, and faced the crushing weight of reality. Ovnisin. And Mott burned up his car, she wailed, her voice thick with shared theatrical suffering, dramatically clutching her chest. Kobe and his clothes, Rel added, burying her face in her hands, her shoulders shaking with the full, devastating weight of her past actions. Oh, and Mott was so mean to him. Destructive rampaged. The gasoline, the matches, the gleeful fury of righteous indignation, now twisted in her gut, a grotesque monument to her impulsiveness. Communitide. Jojo was now fully immersed in the shared horror, the raw material already forming in her mind. Oh, Mott met in deep. Oh, Mott met in deep. Always. The voice of reason and the steady hand of emotional triage gently patted Rel's trembling shoulder. This is why, Mott don't think you should have went over there. Mott. No. You just trusted him and let this go. You would to be in this position. Words were a balm, but also a quiet, gentle reprimand. We, our face. Rel lifted her head, regret, her eyes red-rimmed. Mott ka no, ove kep, Mott no. So Miles was telling the truth the whole time. She shivered, then closed her eyes in renewed torment, the image of Mac's honest face flashing before her. Ophematized. The weight of his patient denials now settled upon her with an unbearable heaviness. Oh no! Help me! She cried out, her voice a desperate plea. Mona, meanwhile, was Rojo savoring every drop of collective despair. And he was telling the truth. And Mott burned up his car, she repeated, twisting her hands in a grand theatrical agony. Oh, so mean to him. They traumatized. Rel cried, the realization of her destructive mistake hitting her with fresh, agonizing force like a hammer blow to her already fragile self-esteem. And his clothes, and his jewelry, Nettie added, a hint of weariness in her voice. Now playing straight woman to Jojo's histrionics, traumatized. Had all this gold melted down to a medallion, stand your ass? Nettie's words, though recounting Rel's actual past actions, had a theatrical ring, almost a punchline. Benintete. Oh goodness, will you guys stop it? Rel finally snapped. lifting her head and glaring at her two friends, her voice cracking with the strain of suppressed emotion. "Mot met up here, hurting here. Okay, Mot feel bad enough as it is. Mot feel like Mot met going to die from L8. Traumatize." She dramatically clutched her chest, emphasizing her agony. She was, in that moment, a tragedy of operatic proportions. Ujonjo, ever helpful and prone to excessive vocalizations, launched into a series of deeply empathetic yet utterly unhelpful "oh, oh, 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 oh," offered all the information. Nettie lectured, though her tone had softened considerably, infused with genuine sympathy for Rel's plight. She was a woman who believed in careful due diligence, especially when it came to relationship drama. "Gaimot kano ove kep, right?" Rel muttered, burying her face in her hands again. "Oh, my God, you guys, what have Mot done to my husband?" The sheer magnitude of her errors, the car, the clothes, the jewelry, the accusation, all based on a fabricated lie, pressed down on her, of her own making. Within, a poison of her own making. Wife on Greek ace. "You have to tell him," now resolute, having moved from empathizer to stern judge. "Hold on. No, she don't tent," Nettie countered immediately. Ever practical, ever cautious. Arms crossed. Untamototize. "No." Nettie shot back, her voice firm. "Fold. Hold on. Mot go with Nettie. Mot think I should. Mot at least own Matt." She corrected herself, momentarily flustered, before reiterating her point. Unan brilliance. "Wait a second," Jojo said, cutting across them, her eyes narrowing with a sudden flash of Machiavellian brilliance. "You told the man you believe him. And now you're going to tell him you want to see this chick?" She paused dramatically, letting the full implication of her words sink in. "No." Her voice was final, absolute. The Clinton doctrine of discretion, it seemed, was about to be deployed. "All you all shut up," finally shrieked, her hands flying to her head, utterly overwhelmed by the conflicting counsel. "Look, there's one more thing, okay? Bill Clinton." The name, uttered in such a moment of domestic crisis, hung in the air, surreal and incongruous. Awfully ingentry. Their brows furrowed in confusion. "What does Bill Clinton have to do with this?" Nettie asked, utterly bewildered. The geopolitical ramifications of marital disputes were usually beyond her purview. Laced, took a deep, shuddering breath, her eyes darting nervously between her two friends. The weight out of the unspoken truth and the dangerous strategy to conceal it settled heavily upon her. "Don't ask. Don't tell," Guion tumultized. The words were almost a plea, a desperate clinging to a policy of discreet deception, however fragile, almost traumatized. Meanwhile, across town, in the cozy, albeit slightly musty, home of Agnes Nana G. Grubbles, Dexter D. J. Jones was engaged in a vigorous, albeit one-sided, debate with his mother. One Bafintolkrite. He stood defiant, Miam Namaji. Guest bedroom, his backpack slung over one shoulder, a determined, yet clearly put upon, glint in his eye. Bought. "All right, DJ. Give Nana G too hard of a time. You understand?" Rel's voice emanating from the phone sounded annoyingly calm, maddeningly detached from his immediate suffering. "Why do Mot have to go over there?" DJ whined, stretching out the Y into a full-blown adolescent lament. It has something like mothballs and beer. The mere thought of Nana G's signature aroma made his nose wrinkle in disgust, quanting boredom. Of moth-eaten comfort and fermenting boredom, Onaby, omatly. It's not that bad, Rel replied, utterly unconvinced by her own statement, which was delivered with the forced cheer of someone desperately trying to ignore an inconvenient truth. Wise. Ah. Mama, DJ retorted, his voice escalating, thoroughly exasperated. You ain't never spent a night there. The accusation was undeniable, a irrefutable point of child logic. Untlate, for one night, Rel said, her patience clearly wearing thin. Mot don't even know why Mot got to leave. She muttered, almost to herself. Me and your father. We need to have some talks, Rel announced, her voice hardening with an adult finality that brooked no argument. DJ could practically hear the invisible gavel falling. Ontly. DJ's ears perked up. Talks. This was serious. He knew what talks meant. D lived through enough talks. The strained silences, the cryptic pronouncements, the dramatic sighs, to understand their ominous significance. Untriait. This was the territory of grown-up problems, the kind that usually involved Barty Whisper. Is Barty Whisper in them talks? He asked, his voice suddenly grave, cutting through Ralph's forced calmness with an unsettling insight. Rel hesitated, then sighed dramatically, clearly exasperated by his persistent precocious understanding. Who? She genuinely seemed confused by the name, or perhaps simply feigning ignorance for her son's benefit. And to young ties. Deasley J. rolled his eyes, so hard he feared they might permanently lodge in the back of his head. Oh, you young folks. He immediately launched into his gravelly, off-key imitation of the soulful crooner, plunging his young larynx into a dangerously low register. Orsi fight. Avanglet. Mot love you, baby. Mot need you, baby. Mot need you. Himvim. Mot need you, baby. Baby, Barty Whisper. He strained so hard to achieve the impossibly low notes that his face turned a rather alarming shade of puce, his small frame trembling with the effort. And you going to bust a spleen? Rel threatened, sounding thoroughly annoyed by his theatrics, clearly uninterested in her son's painful impression. And it's Barry White, Ro corrected him, the actual name rolling off her tongue with a familiarity that implied a history of her own listening habits. Wistamatize. Joe. Dropped, a fresh revelation, hitting him. Barry White, the sheer audacity of his mother knowing the true identity of his imagined purveyor of romantic ballads. Antley, office. Mot mean. Me snabbered. When mot hear old school music coming from your bedroom, it means everything is all good. It means everythized, he realized. Too late he'd just given away his continued, undaunted eavesdropping. That's just why you got to go to Nana G's house. Because you listen through the walls. Come on, DJ. Her voice was now a crisp, unyielding command. Mot need to stop by the store before Mot get to my house. Mot met out of mothballs and beer. She paused then. Come on. She was tired, she was stressed, and she was out of supplies for her mother. Quick with a retort. Grinned, despite himself, a small, defiant spark in his eye.
Ooh, how about this?
You give me a gas mask, and we be cool. Rel, however, was on full mother bear mode, her patience exhausted. Ooh, you know, how about this? Mot give you an ass mask, and we be cool. She snapped, the threat clear, painful, and entirely convincing. Recalled and eyes wide. The implications of an ass mask were too terrible to contemplate. Kunatized. Oh, now, Rel said, her voice softening, but with a clear, unequivocal warning edge. Now, get your butt out of here. Ullis. Oh, DJ mumbled, already scrambling out the door, the vivid image of a punitive ass mask echoing in his ears. Unappealing. S mothball and beer scented home. However unappealing, suddenly seemed infinitely more tolerable than remaining in the volatile atmosphere of the Whispering Pines. Whistly spoken. Bon. He hurried out, leaving behind the cacophonied words and the dramatic, chaotic remnants of Rel, as latest emotional rampage, or benusted. Chapter Nam. A Calcul and the Unraveling. Kontuz, I-10. Bonnet, Offenetu, I-tight. The evening light, a bruised violet in the violet, bled through the Whispering Pines residence, casting long, dramatic shadows. Miles McCorvin pulled into the driveway. The quiet thrum of his engine, comfort after a long day at Omnisports Broadcasting HQ. Gusham pointing, Finchley size. His heart, still buoyed marital peace with Aurelia Rel Vance, swelled with a fragile optimism at the sight of her, framed against the warm glow of their home. This was it, he thought. The beginning of a fresh start. No more drama. Kanumi pressed on the broadcast suit. As a freshly pressed broadcast suit. Guitant. Hey, Rel, he greeted, a wide smile spreading across his face, radiating a warmth he hadn't felt in weeks. He approached her, arms outstretched, traumatized. Hey, baby. Rel returned, her voice unusually soft, almost fragile, like delicate spun sugar, easily shattered. Her face, however, was etched with a curious blend of strained anxiety and a carefully crafted sweetness, a mask that didn't quite reach her eyes. Once elite. Mac, in his relief, was too eager to notice the subtle cracks. Wall traumatized. So, how was work today? Eager to embrace the renewed peace in, the comforting solidity of their truce, he leaned in for a kiss, his lips seeking hers, desperate for the familiar taste of her. It was great, she replied, a little too quickly. Pulling back slightly, her response was a single, polished stone, devoid of detail. How was your day? Her voice was a soft deflection of nankly traumatized. It was good, he said, drawing her into a tight, reassuring hug. He smelled fresh, clean, like expensive soap and the lingering scent of broadcast studios, carrying with it a whiff of the renewed optimism he now genuinely felt. Anything exciting happen? Went again. He pulled back, a playful glint in his eye, ready for her usual witty retort. Way traumatized. Same old, mumbled, her gaze darting away from his, her eyes flickering nervously towards a remote corner of the room, as if rehearsing a secret script. Same old. What, however, was caught up in the romantic reverie of the moment. He pulled her closer again, his lips brushing her hair. So, what says this? Baby, Mott just missed you. He genuinely had. The days of icy silence had been agonizing. Untoid. Rel stiffened slightly, pulling away her almost most imperceptible, yet potent enough to break the romantic spell. Her face, previously softened by the golden glow of the setting sun, suddenly transformed into a mask of profound, almost theatrical, sadness. Oh, you just missed me. Yeah, monetize. She stared at him, her eyes brimming with unshed tears, her lips trembling. So, this is all for me. She gestured vaguely around the living room, indicating the quiet, intimate atmosphere she had created. A carefully constructed stage for the unfolding drama. Really Guinness nice. Meg confirmed, utterly bewildered by her sudden emotional fragility. He moved to kiss her again, but she recoiled. Her body language, a clear signal of profound distress. Baby, Maud, du, etenti, can, Maud, can-t, do it. Her voice was thick with emotion, trembling like a leaf in an unexpected gust of wind. When traumatized, often plummeted. A sudden cold dread seizing him. The fragile peace he had so recently embraced shattered, replaced by an icy, paralyzing fear. Baby, why? He asked, his voice barely a whisper, thick with the horror of anticipating another disaster. Had he done something wrong again? On anniversary. At the slight. He hadn't even registered. Otilize. Into two Iginaki. Her shoulders shaking, her head bowing low, as if overcome by an invisible burden. Modiu ete have so much pain in my heart. Baby. She clasped her hands over her chest, pressing hard. Also Yukurit. Basebi. Mod met so sorry, Mac stammered Buck. Hissed, his mind racing through all the agonizing possibilities. His first instinct, honed over years of marital warfare, was immediate self-blame, a desperate scramble to assume fault and offer solace. Wishni ten cry. Honey, listen, Motmet, so sorry. Motmet sorry. Mot did not believe you. Honey, Motmet sorry. Mot burned up your car and your clothes. Oh, my God, Mot we never touched your stuff again, Mot promise. Oh, baby, please don't cry, Quinshinzomint. Greet, tenting her. Fumatized, he rushed forward, wrapping it, remorse washing over him in a sickening, scalding wave. The confirmation from Serafina Blossom's letter, though initially vindicating, now twisted in his gut, mocking wife's manufactured grief. Abi Fent. He felt like an unfeeling brute, piling more agony onto her already tormented soul. Elle, however, continued to sob dramatically, pulling away from him with an almost artful withdrawal. Baby, it's me who should be sorry. Baby, now you promise you want to get mad. Unatad finchlytized. Her eyes seemed to plead for his mercy, but there was an unsettling glint, a spark of calculation, deep within their depths. Llewellyn said. Mac vowed, utterly bewildered, his mind a chaotic mess of guilt and confusion, desperately trying to understand what new transgression could possibly warrant this level of raw, overwhelming, emotional distress. Matized. Honey, Mot promise. Mot will never fly. Handle again. Mot med done. Trust me, Mot mer done. He stroked her hair, his mind buzzing with a strange mix of apprehension and deep, protective affection. He genuinely meant it. He was done with the anger, done with the drama, or so he truly believed. Quite Hurrell Ricky's unsettling blend of sorrow and a triumphant sglio that Mac, in his bewildered, guilt-ridden state, completely missed, falling and traumatized. But that makes me feel good, she said, her voice a little steadier now, as if drawing strength from her impending confession. Because Mot got to tell you, Quand, Mot lied. All ties. Mac froze, his hands still on her shoulders, his entire body suddenly rigid. His heart, which had just begun to beat a gentle rhythm of peace, now began to pound a frantic, furious tattoo against his ribs. Lied? About what? The single word echoed in the sudden, echoing silence of the room. Quantent list, traumatized. Mot did sleep with her. And that, my baby, Rel announced, her voice flat, utterly devoid of emotion, like a pronouncement from an oracle of doom. Her eyes were fixed on his, unflinching, unwavering, a chilling blue, polydomatize. It came back today, so we need to figure out how we're going to deal with all this. She paused, a pregnant silence, watching his face contort in utter disbelief, a theatrical pause designed for maximum impact. You told her that if you contacted her to lie to you, and say that she didn't even have a kid. But that S. She trailed off, letting the full horrifying weight of her confession settle, like a physical blow, a stunning, brutal punch to his solar plexus. Lied, sleeping with her, DNA test, off into E. Tied. The carefully constructed piece of the day, the beautiful facade of reconciliation shattered into a million glittering, razor-sharp pieces, leaving him gasping for air. The truth ugly and raw, with the brutal force of a wrecking ball. Rel had lied to him, off in the tide. Rel had orchestrated Serafina Blossom's fake confession, and the entire morning's declarations of trust, the shared laughter, the promise of soundproofed intimacy. It had all been a meticulously crafted, utterly manipulative farce. He felt as if the very ground beneath him had opened up. Whoa! Mac roared, his voice cracking, with a potent, visceral mix of disbelief, raw betrayal, and white-hot fury. He ripped his hands from her shoulders, his face crimson, his muscles screaming. Have you lost your damn mind? Winite echoed Ben. The words stumbled out, with a venomous outrage he didn't even know he possessed. Ha! You about to get lost your mind up in here, thinking you going to come to this house and try to tell me that stuff. Are you kidding me? You did. What? Omblichen. His words sputtering, unable to fully articulate the dizzying extent of her deception. One be traumatized. Terrifyingly calm amidst his explosive rage. Her expression shifted, a subtle flicker of something triumphant, something almost chilling in her eyes. Mott don't care what Mott just said. Mott don't give a damn what Mott just said. On to advance on him, her voice rising in pitch, her own anger, now taking over, raw and unfiltered, eclipsing her earlier feigned sorrow. You coming up in this house, trying to tell me that you did what? That S. What we've got to figure out how to work. What out? Cometitais. Bud, her face of incandescent fury, the performance abandoned, the raw emotion taking over, Ollie stunned. Not just by her confession, but by her bewildering, ferocious reversal. Her accusations, his apologies, her fabricated confession. It was all a dizzying, swirling vortex of manipulative gaslighting. Quite finger at her, his mind struggling to grasp for a foothold in the rapidly shifting, emotional quicksand. Well, Gondlis. Rel cut him off, the last vestiges of her controlled demeanor utterly gone. How to work it out? Well, see, baby, Maud got this letter from Serafina Blossom today, apologizing to me and telling me that you came to see her today. Traumatized. She thrust the crumpled letter from Serafina at him, a damning piece of evidence. Now, you said you trusted me. Now, that is not trust. And that don't make me feel good. Not at all. Ovisen, welling in her eyes. Her voice cracked. Tears once again. They seemed far more genuine, fueled by her own sense of self-righteous indignation at his secret machinations. Unis commatentized. The letter. He had completely forgotten about the letter. In his blind fury over her fake confession, his own secret meeting with Serafina, his own attempt at verification, had completely slipped his mind. In cunning, layered deceit, unraveled, each lie exposing another, each betrayal mirroring a reciprocal one. Rel hadn't come to him with her fake confession based on remorse, compatibly, Ben, armed with new devastating information, eager to expose his hypocrisy, utterly oblivious that his own surprise confession had merely been her own fabricated lie turned back on him in a grotesque, comedic mirror image. The absurdity was as tragic as it was hilarious. Motmet sorry. Okay, Mac pleaded, remorse flooding him now, shame burning hot on his face. The hypocrisy, the outright dishonesty of his own actions, suddenly laid bare by Rel, as cold, hard evidence, crushed him. He was a monumental fool. Rel, however, was beyond apologies. Her earlier fragility had vanished completely, replaced by an inferno of pure, unadulterated fury. Her face was set, her eyes burning with a vengeful fire. Get off me. Motmet sorry, baby. Unleashing a whirlwind of furious limbs and righteous indignation, unleashing all the pent-up frustration and insecurity of the past weeks. Off me. Rel, get off me. Oh, God. Rel, get off me. Mac yelled, stumbling backward, desperately trying to fend off her furious, flailing attack. He was caught in a physical and emotional maelstrom of her making. Machinery. Oh, baby, Rel shrieked, tears now truly streaming down her face, mixed with pure, incandescent rage. Mot, go crazy. You got to forgive me. Traumatized. She clung to him, a furious flailing banshee, her accusations turning into desperate pleas for understanding and absolution, all while delivering small, punitive blows to his chest. Get off my. Oh, mourn, sorry, gnawing at his clothes. She were fury incandescent, utterly beyond reason or control. Gwenby, he's still quite traumatized. Mac, trying desperately to regain semblance of control, grabbed her wrists, wrestling her back, gasping for breath. He brought me back to get in my uniform for the morning. He barely registered what he was saying. Wanna go crazy. You got to forgive me. Rel insisted, sobbing uncontrollably now, her voice a raw, primal wail of desperate justification. Motmet sorry. Gonna do, Mac yelled, pointing frantically to a nearby ceramic owl statue, his mind in a chaotic state. Realized. Stop! Mot got this, Rel cried, her focus suddenly shifting from physical assault to a twisted form of intimate, aggressive reconciliation, her movements still clinging and insistent. Und. She sobbed, still struggling, her body pressed against him. Quinty. Mac insisted, breathless and utterly exasperated. Listen, they going to know that Mot heard it, because Mot hear it. His words were a desperate plea for self-preservation, for a semblance of privacy amidst the public chaos of their emotional lives. Wait. You need to get up, he urged, pushing her away, desperate for space. Von Posen Faber. Von Tai traumatized, but Rel, with the uncanny strength of a woman and spectacularly in the wrong, clung on tighter, her eyes blazing with a wild, untamed